another planet? Is Janet from 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 another planet?
Today's digital landscape with the spread of false information can lead to dangerous outcomes. It's crucial for everyone to think critically and verify sources and reflect on the impact of what they share. Let's promote responsible communication to ensure that truth prevails and actions remain rooted in reality.
The opinions you're about to hear on this show are strictly those of the panel.
The following program is rated TV MA LSV. It contains strong language, sexual situations, and violence. It is intended only for mature audiences.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Friday Night Shit Show. And tonight, we're going to have a bunch of shit, but we're also going to have some good shit. But I'm going to open up with some good shit, starting with Chuck Norris. Because we all know that he passed away recently, and no matter how long I'm alive, I'm always going to think of Chuck Norris in the way that we see him in this video, from all the wonderful memes that we got for many, many, many years because of him. And he was always just such a good person. If you ever got to meet him in person, he was very personable, and he was ready to shake your hand, and he was just a nice person. And he did good things. He did a lot of charity work and things like that. But I wanted to start out with this because tonight's show is going to be talking about cleaning house, basically. And when Trump was president the first time, he did a lot of pushing of arresting pedophile rings, trafficking, things like that. And he pushed it big time, his first time he was president. And he's also started right off the bat. That was at the top of his agenda to start, doing whatever they could to arrest as many of them as they could. And a lot of them have been prosecuted over the years. But that's what we're going to be talking about, a lot of that type of stuff tonight. And it's not easy to take, especially when you find out that this person is in trial now, and he did this years ago. Especially when you hear all the people going on and on and on about Epstein, arrest somebody, put him in prison. And they are. It's just that it's not all the names that you think that should be prosecuted right now. I'm not saying I don't think that those people should be prosecuted. I do. But we have to let it be done the way it's supposed to be done, following the constitutions of the states and the American Constitution, because we have to get it to stick. We also have to have it go through a court system that's going to be fair and not give them a slap on the wrist. Remember what happened to many, many people in New York. For one, I use it as an example. Someone getting burned to death on the subway from someone who was a repeat offender. They just kept getting let back out on the street. And then you have another young woman that's stabbed in the throat while she's sitting on a subway, and people just sit there while she bleeds to death. He was let out many, many times too. And it happens over and over and over again. And we finally have an administration that's made it a priority to try to get rid of the corrupt judges and to arrest these people and give stiffer penalties. I'm going to show stuff about the penalties, what they're supposed to be. That's why I always say go for jury trial for everything, because you're more likely to get what you want with a jury than you are with a corrupt judge. You're just going to get a slap on the wrist. And it's sad to say that, but, facts are facts. If you see it every day, it happens every single day where we're seeing these people just get a slap on the wrist, nothing happening to them. And you're starting to see some more people on their own taking justice into their own hands. A few years ago, we had a gentleman in Arkansas that his child was assaulted, and he took it into his own hands, and he, went through the court system and all that stuff. But he has just been elected as a sheriff in the state of Arkansas. So, depending on where you live, there is justice, and it does come swiftly. It's just that when it comes to government, that means the higher up you get in every state, governor, senators, congressmen, state representatives, all that type of stuff, it gets slower and slower and slower. And as long as we don't hold our people we put in office accountable, well, we get what we deserve, because unless we put the finger on them and keep doing this, what do you think is going to happen? Okay, it takes slow. It's very slow. But once we get them in there, we need to keep them in there. And another thing I've talked about many, many times, and I know people are sick of it, is the fact that some of these people, they get convicted or they take a plea deal. Let's say they take a plea deal because they know there's a butt ton of evidence against them for grooming, sexual assault, and stuff like that of a minor, someone that's under 12 years old, right? And which is disgusting, because now they're no longer a child. As soon as a person does certain things to a kid, they're not a kid. They don't think like a kid anymore. They don't have that child quality anymore. It's been taken from them against their will. And that person gets bad, don't do that again. But they do it multiple times if they're not in prison. But the thing is, once they do say, oh, I don't want to go to prison for 60 years, so I'm gonna say, oh yeah, I did do a couple things I shouldn't have done, blah blah blah, and they get 20 years. So they get 20 years, but guess what? every 5 years or so, they get to go before a board, and the board says, "Oh, look at them! They're going to church, and they're doing all these programs. They've improved themselves. They're better. They're not going to hurt kids anymore. Maybe we should let them out early." So then the victim and their family have to go back and beg, "Please, please. Look what they did to me. Look what they did to these other girls," or whatever, boys, whatever ones that they choose, and beg to keep them in prison when they've been given 20 years. Or they took a plea. They could have got 60 and now they're at 20 and they're going to get out in 5. I mean, we've got to start holding these people accountable for what they did. And if they get 20 freaking years, they should stay in there for 20 years. Then they go up for parole and say, "Okay, we kept you in here as long as we could, and now it's time for you to go out. And if you reoffend, we're gonna put you right back in here again." That type of stuff. But until we do that, I just don't see how we're gonna save our kids or stop these people, because it's just a vicious cycle. It goes on and on and on. Like all these churches that just pass the pastor or whoever's abusing the boys, the little new boys in the church or whatever, to help, with running the way the church is run during ceremonies or whatever. And they just put them in another church to hurt more kids. So we got to start holding them accountable, especially if you're a Christian. What would Jesus want you to do? He's not going to want you to say, "Oh, well, close your eyes and we'll spin them and we'll send them to another place," because we can't put him in jail or lock him up. That's cruel and unusual punishment. What about the kids? What about the rape victims? Start thinking about them. This is disgusting. Well, I'm going to play this because this is what I wish we could do in every town in every state, is have Chuck Norris there to save the day. I know it's a fantasy, but it sure would be nice, wouldn't it, to actually have someone like this in every single city. Here we go. Round kick to the face. I love Chuck Norris. Oh, he's just freaking awesome. There's something awesome about him. He's just a great person. But before I go on to the serious stuff, I'll say hi to everyone that's in here. Yeah, Jackie, thank you so much. I appreciate it. I do need luck, lots of it. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you. And here is my email for the Friday Night Shit Show. So if you think of anything that you would like to see on the show, or an idea for one of my other shows or something, send it to my Friday Night Shit Show at gmail.com. And I will see what I can do, see what I can dig up. I really appreciate it. And this is the same thing, but it's from my Kick. So all my people on Kick can see that too. I put it over there. But let's see who else is in here. Oh, hello, Lloyd Christmas. It's nice to see you again. Hope you're doing okay. Hope you're going to have a great weekend. And yes, I know. Let's go. We're finally going. Oh, and hello, baby girl. I really appreciate you stopping in. You're such a sweetheart. Let's see. Where is this one? You didn't know Charlie Sheen was in Star Trek? I didn't either. I don't remember. Is he in the new stuff? Because he wasn't in any of the things that I used to watch. Second Gen or Deep Space Nine, in the original Star Trek. A few of those, but I don't know. As a teen, I was in jail for selling weed, a misdemeanor. A pedo came into my cell. He had been moved around the jail due to him would brag about the case. He's disgusting. Isn't that terrible? Yes, I do not like those type of people, and I don't think any of them should ever get out of jail, honestly. They should never be allowed anywhere and around anyone that alone. Um, it's terrible. It's really terrible, and I'm really sorry that happened, that you were in that situation. That's terrible, and, it's a shame that we don't have enough people to make sure that that kind of stuff doesn't happen, that they pay attention. It's terrible. Yes, it has been a long time. Thank you, Cronus. I haven't seen you forever. I hope you're doing all right. Yeah, I lost my father, and I've been trying to just stay super busy and not really think about it to the best of my ability. He'd been getting progressively more and more ill, but it's still not something that I would want to happen to anyone. But the thing is, I know that he's in a better place now. He's with my mom, but it's just been tough, But I've been lucky because I have four sisters to call, and they can call me, which we have been doing, and crying a little here and crying a little there. But it's just been really tough. This last week and a half has been just, it's like one thing after the other, and I'm really trying to deal with it. But it helps me when I focus on what can I share with other people that might give them information they didn't already have before. So that's why I like to do this. This is my social life, basically. No, I didn't get to watch that video yet. I'm sorry. I've been so busy. I had to do, stuff in my yard because I have 4.5 acre yard, and I have to mow and, trim limbs, and, I have to take care of my chickens. I have to, do housework, and I got tons of stuff to do outside of this stuff. And this takes a lot of time too. But, yeah, thank you so much. I really appreciate you. You're such a sweetheart. I bet your mom is so proud of you. Yeah, thank you so much, Cronus. Yeah, I did. I posted it in my Discord and on my YouTube and stuff like that to let people know. But it's I just want people to know, because I don't want people to think I'm ignoring them, or I'm not trying to I don't know. I have like times where I just don't want to do anything. I just go in my room and stuff. So yeah, I know you haven't, but it's okay. We all have lives, and we all have to take a break sometimes, or have other things, responsibilities, and I will never get mad at people for that. Now, it doesn't mean I don't worry about you, because I'll start saying, wow, I haven't seen someone, whoever it is, in a while. Have you heard from them? Have you talked to them? I always do that. I can't help it, because after I get used to seeing certain people all the time, when I don't see them, then that's when I notice that something's not right. Like me, I miss Ruben. I miss, Tommy. I miss Bruce when he doesn't come. I miss a lot of people, because politics is a hard thing, and a lot of people just don't really enjoy talking about it, and sometimes their tempers flare or whatever, or get mad because it's not really the point of view they want to hear, or whatever it is. But that's fine. I'm not going to hold that against somebody just because they don't agree with the same things that I agree with. I love comic books. I love going to Comic-Cons. I love playing Dungeons and Dragons. I love collecting stuff. I love crafting. I love a lot of things, and I stay busy every single day. I'm always doing stuff. But I love talking about politics, and I love supporting the veterans, that gave me freedom and gave this country freedom, and keep us free. So, that's why I like to do what I do. And I have a poll going. So if you see the poll and you want to answer it, I'd really appreciate you, diving in or whatever, because it's interesting to me what a lot of people think. Because yesterday when I did a poll, it was whether or not you believe we went to the moon or not. So I had a lot of people that didn't, believe that they think it's all fake. They think everything's fake. They're on a cell phone with the technology to go to the moon, but they still believe that the earth is flat. And You know, that we haven't done a lot of the things that we have, I think, plenty of evidence to prove that we have, but you know, but that's their point of view. But that's why it's interesting to share that, and then other people can see the poll and know what other people are thinking. See, so to me, it's you know, a good thing. But yeah, I know you did. I know we did. We had quite a few, but that's why I started setting the timer to where if you're not a subscriber, you can't just comment, because you get a lot of people that just show up just to go, fuck you, I hate you, you're stupid, you're ugly, you're fat, you know, whatever else bad shit they want to say, you know, because they don't have any life besides, you know, being a troll, I guess. And, you know, I feel sorry for those people. I mean, I really wish that they would go to church or something, you know, some church, and do something with their life besides, you know, pick on people. And they're probably all bullies or were bullied in school, and this is their way of bullying people. Look at me, I'm a keyboard warrior. I can say fuck you to anybody I want, and no one knows who I am. I mean, it gives you power, I guess. They feel powerful. So you know, it's really sad, but you know, that's the state of the world right now, is being able to be mean to people, apparently, or something. I don't know. I really don't. I don't really understand any of it, or why anyone would want to be that way, because I'm not like that. You know, I was the one in school that when other people were bullying someone, I would go and intervene and stop people from doing it. And a couple times I got smacked in the face and stuff for doing it, but guess what? I just kicked him in the groin. So it worked pretty good, because I was a chicken shit. And plus, remember, I was a tomboy growing up. So I don't have my daddy no more, but I sure am going to miss him. But I wanted to play something funny, which was Chuck Norris. And the next thing I'm going to bring up is something that I wanted to share, because we have lots of groups of people that are starting to come out and start foundations and stuff to stop human trafficking, to stop, you know, the child sexual abuse, and to find places to put these kids that are in transition, you know, like saving them from the sick people that took them, and put them somewhere safe while they get things straightened out and try to get them back home again. And also to set things up to help these people get the help they need, you know, because when you put a child in someone's bed, when they're an innocent child, and all of a sudden they're forced to see things that they normally shouldn't see, you know, no one should see as a kid, it changes their mind, it changes their bodies, it tears them up really bad. Some kids can never have kids afterward. I mean, it's horrible, and it's emotional if they survive, you know, they're not murdered or whatever, and they need help, and that costs money. And when they go home, their parents and their family need help to help their sibling and their child. You know, the whole thing's screwed up, all because of one or a few greedy people that want to get 2 minutes of pleasure or whatever from torturing someone else. You know, it's sickening. It's a sick, disgusting thing that we have. We're overflowing with bad people. So I'm going to stop sharing that, and just 1 second, and share this next thing with you. And this is something, it's a pretty decent little thing here. Let me get it real quick. Hold on. Gotta open up number, is it 21? Here it is. All right. I'm going to share this first. It's a Jason 3D Response Systems, okay, on X. They shared this, and I'm always looking for this kind of stuff, because this is one of the things that I'm interested in. And it says, help make this go viral. Protect our children. No more arguing. Parents, we need your help. This topic is sadly political. Like it, share it, and send it to your legislators and school boards. This is something to do with, you know, saving our kids and helping our communities. Just like I'm always saying, there's always something you can do. You don't always have to be the one to send out money. You can just share the video with people, and maybe you can get something implemented in your own town to save lives. But I'm going to share this video with you, and I will also share the link in the chat for everyone also. But here we go. I'm going to play it.
So you care about the safety of children and their lives, right? Well, listen to this. In 1958, 92 children and 3 teaching nuns died in a fire at Our Lady of the Angels School in Chicago. It led to a nationwide reform of fire safety in schools. Since then, not one child has died from a school fire. The same principle should be applied today. The issue of school shooters is still a problem.
A gunman shooting down at these students.
As of course we now learn about even more school shootings.
Senator Brittany Ehrman found they aren't building schools like they used to for this very reason.
The definition of school safety in today's day and age previously had not yet been defined.
With Minnesota-based 3D response systems.
One of the pushbacks we hear is we don't want our schools to look like a prison. In reality, our system is completely hidden so you don't lose that learning environment feel.
3D response systems is a multi-layered design to get the police there faster and provide tools for the people inside to survive.
I went there as a skeptic. I'm not a skeptic any longer.
Why isn't this in every school?
Because the loss of even one child's life is one too many.
Well, let's get this word out and make sure that we support folks like Representative Hudson and 3D response system. And wherever you are, whatever state you're in, go talk to your school board, go talk to your state representative. Tell them about this.
For information, or if you would just like to help, download our info sheet PDF located under the Systems
The
tab.
3D response systems design will provide safe spaces and a rapid response from first responders.
We should install in every school, public and private.
Not one more child's life. That whole thing it's very touching and very moving to me. I did put the link for that video in the chat. And at the end, as you notice, there's a phone number also to call. And what you do is you just get this information and you take it to your school. Okay, take it to your elementary school, your high school, take it to your city council meeting, and start working towards getting this type of stuff implemented in your schools. It will make a huge difference, I think, if we can have better response from the police, sheriff's department, fire department, or any of this stuff for people to get there as quickly as possible. This is for like shootings or bomb threats or any of those other type of things that could happen at a school. But most of the stuff we're going to be talking about is the other type of safety for your kids. But this is also very important, these type of things for us to offer in our cities and towns. I mean, we pay taxes out the wazoo, but yet the things that we think are important, like getting nasty stuff out of the kids' libraries, who's coming and reading to our kids, different things like that, and having real milk in the lunchrooms for the kids to eat and drink, decent food at lunch, things like that. That's all important. But if we as parents don't do anything, we can't bitch and moan when we get mad that our kid brings home a book from school that it should be for a high schooler when they're in, they're 7, stuff like that. That's up to us. And if we don't pay attention, then nothing's going to change. Or if we don't do anything, nothing's going to change. Start with your church group, your Sunday school group, your bowling league, any of the other organizations you might be, duck hunters, group. I don't know. I can't think of anything else right now that's popping in. But, like if you have a junior chamber of commerce group there, you know, your any of these organizations you have in your little towns, go to them and tell them, hey, you know, I found this. Can you help us figure out a way so we can get this implemented in our schools to save our kids? You just that type of thing. And who doesn't want to help your kids? Every parent that has children wants to save their kid, you know, or help their kid be safer at school and coming home from school and all those things. So I just thought that was an important thing. So hopefully we will get, you know, something done with that. But yeah, I just wanted to do that. And then this next thing, let me see. I'm going to take that one down. Bring up the next thing I thought was something that we could see. Is it Bethany? Yeah. Okay. Let me open her deal. Okay. I think this is it. Oh, okay. Now this came across my timeline today, and it's just weird. The more I watch it, I don't even know if it's real or not. Maybe it's somebody in the house is in on it and they just wanted to make this thing go viral or something. But it's I'm going to play it, and then you guys tell me what you think about the person in the house and the way they respond. Because the first thing I would have said, if you don't leave, I'm calling the cops. And I don't ever hear them say that, the person in the house. So this whole thing is just really weird. But we got to do something, because someone posted this, said that this guy is a psychotic, right? He needs to be in a padded room with, and to make asylums great again. You know, I was like, well, yeah, we're way behind on that. You know, since they thought it was, you know, even in prison, they say that some of the things that happen to prisoners is inhumane, that they don't get 3 meals a day, if they don't get to go out and work out in a gym, or if they don't get to go out in the yard, you know, to hang out with all the other guys, or if they don't get certain things in prison, that we're horrible people for treating them bad. And it's like, what are they in prison for? You know, are they in prison because they took someone's life? You know, why are they there? Why should we have to coddle them and baby them when they get treated better than the victims that for the reason they're in there? You know, to me, that's disgusting, and I don't want to do that. But let me make this bigger, and let me push play, because this is just really weird. And when it's done, I want to find out what you guys think about the response from the guy in the house. Here we go.
Open the door, please.
For what?
I just want to make sure that everything's okay. There's some things going on.
What do you mean?
I don't know. I just figured I'd check on something.
I don't know what you want, man. Get out of my house.
Open this fucking door. Where's your daughter, man? Where's your daughter, man?
What are you talking about?
Where's your daughter? Who's in there with you?
Bro, if you don't
open
leave...
this fucking door. Open this door. I'm breaking it fucking down. You understand me?
Leave my house. You don't...
Are you okay? Is everyone in this house okay?
What? Everyone's okay. What do you want?
What's up with his eyebrows?
Can you leave my house, please?
You open the door, please.
You have nothing to do with my house. Can you leave my house?
You know what my name is?
I don't know who you are. You don't belong to this neighborhood. That's for sure.
This is my neighborhood, though.
Yeah, I live there. I don't know you.
My name is Harry Dresden, motherfucker. Open the door. This is my neighborhood. Open the fucking door. No, or I will fucking end you. Do you understand me?
Weird. that was supposedly posted by the owner of the house on his Facebook or something. And it got shared with a bunch of people. But the thing is, these people are just walking in everyone's neighborhood. This guy could just walk down the street and who knows who it could hurt. You know, he's like, he's throwing a tantrum because he's not getting what he wanted. So either he mistaken this house because he said, "Where's your daughter?" It's like, and this guy doesn't threaten to call the cops or anything. And I haven't been able to find anything else about it. But either the guy wasn't at home and he was using his Ring doorbell, because a lot of people can do that, and talk on your phone through the Ring doorbell. So they think you're home. But whatever kind of door this guy has, it's pretty good, because I've seen some of those big windows in the front. He just crashed right through that. So it's like, it's really scary, this whole thing. And I don't know. I just thought the response was just weird, because he almost talked a few times like it wasn't his house, you know, like I live there or something, you know. I don't know. It was just weird. What do you guys think when you watched it? And have you seen this before? I will share. Let me get it. Let me get it for you, and I'll share it. So if you haven't seen it, you can look it up, because it's on the internet. And I know for sure, I don't have Facebook, but I know a lot of people that are on Facebook. So maybe they can find out more stuff. But I just shared the link that I have from X with this bizarre encounter. The guy is like a nut. I mean, he's either high as a kite on some kind of messed up drugs, or he's just nuts. And look at him. He's wearing this long jacket, a duster, like he's going to go rob a bank. And look at him. I mean, everybody and their brother has to know who this guy is. If that's, you know, unless it looks like he's got fake eyebrows on or something. I don't know. It doesn't look, I don't know. I have no idea. But this guy, it's really scary, especially when he first, watch this, when he first kicks the door, watch, when he really kicks it hard, because he almost falls off the porch. Let's see, watch. Let's see. Where's your daughter? See, hold on, let me see it. I'm trying to see when he first kicks the door the first time. Hold on, I'm trying to just slowly go forward. There. Now watch when he kicks. I want to push that and play it.
Open this fucking door.
He almost fell
Where's your
all
daughter,
over the
man?
stairs.
Where's your daughter,
What are
man?
you talking about?
Where's your daughter? Who's in there with you?
Bro, if you don't
Open this
leave,
fucking door.
Or
Open this door. I'm breaking.
maybe he was watching from wherever and saw the person you hear talking on this side of the door is with the girl. And that's why he's threatening to come in and stuff. So he's trying to act like he knows. He doesn't want whoever to know that he saw them go in or something. I don't know. It's just really bizarre. But if any of you have any more information about this video, I'd be interested in hearing about it, because it's either fake or you know, the cops never got called because it was fake, basically, or the guy's really a ticking time bomb about to hurt somebody, or probably already off his parents or something, because this guy definitely looks like somebody who lives in his grandma's basement or something. I don't know. But if you guys, any of you guys know about this video or any of this stuff, please, I'd really, really want to know the ending to this scary stuff. Oh, and I see that Shadow just came in. Yeah. I don't know. I didn't see that whatever it is, whoever that is show earlier today. I wasn't watching that. I watched the splashdown and did laundry, or, you know, stuff like that. But hey, hello, Joe. Thank you for stopping in. Yeah. I don't know. Is that who it is? I don't have a clue. I'm not on Reddit, but I heard I was told not to go on there because it's just a bunch of sickos on there anyways. So I've never even went there and looked at it. So on Reddit, but Salty Cracker Show. No, I don't. I've never seen Salty Cracker Show. But do you know who he is? Shadow? Is it fake? Is it a fake video that they made up or what? Yeah, a bunch of people were talking about it. I just wanted to show this and see if anybody has any information because I tried to Google a bunch of stuff, but I guess I did it right after I first saw it, which was like, I guess it had just come out on Facebook or something. So I don't know. I've been so busy. I've been doing so many things today and then setting up for the show. I didn't see anyone else's, shows today that actually had this stuff on there. So no, I haven't seen it. But if you guys find out the ending or the result of it was, I'm really interested in finding out more about it because it's so bizarre. It's psycho. But I don't know. If you get a chance, please do the poll that I put up because I've only seen one person so far on there that's done anything. So I'd appreciate you, any of you, that want to do something, on there. So I'd appreciate. Oh, thank you, Jackie. I see that. But it's just scary in today's age of things that are going on to see more and more of this weird, crap going on with people just snapping. But this is one of the things that I wanted to bring up, and it was so sad to see this. But it's in trial right now. It's in the sentencing phase or something, I think, if it's the same case. It sure looked like it. But I want to share this with you, if this is it. Yeah, okay. This story is just heartbreaking to me. Supposedly, a FedEx driver was delivering a package of a Barbie doll. I guess maybe it was from her grandparents or something, to this little girl. And he took her. He took the little girl, I guess, from her yard in the FedEx van. And then he said when he got caught, when somebody turned him in, I guess, because they saw him put her in the truck, he said that he accidentally ran over her. So he put her in the van and got rid of her body, basically, type of thing, trying to cover him for himself. But anyone who takes a kid, okay, a kid like this, a girl or a boy, isn't taking them because they ran over them. They're taking them for other purposes, okay, from my experience. So what's disgusting is this guy, when I play this for you, whining about his own son, him not going to be able to see his own kid because he killed someone else's kid. I think she's like 7. I thought that was on here, but I don't see it. Yeah, her name is Athena Strand. He took her and killed her. This adorable little girl that was just living her life as a happy child. And somebody took her, and at the very end of her life, she went through horrible things that a child should never go through. And then we're supposed to feel sorry for him. He didn't have to take her. He could have just drove off in his thing and left everything the way it was before. But yet his need to fill his disgusting need, he took an innocent because she was there. She was available. And no one's going to know. Thank God FedEx trucks have cameras and stuff in them. Apparently he wasn't smart enough to understand that because he's an idiot. Or he figured, I'm a narcissistic pig and I can do whatever the hell I want and no one's going to do shit about it. Because basically under a few of the other administrations that we had, nobody did anything. Just like you saw all these years that went by and nobody did anything about the Epstein stuff when tons of evidence was out. And but finally it's coming out. All the stuff's being brought out. And slowly people are quitting their jobs, moving out of the country, doing all these things. And I have some more stuff about this later in the show. But the fact that this guy, this piece of shit that pretends to be a human being, thinks that he should have rights, especially when what I saw a little bit today in the court was the defense attorney throwing a tantrum because they were showing his underwear that was, taken from him with his little boy swimming around in there, and other DNA on his underwear. It's disgusting. And she was saying it shouldn't be used as evidence or shouldn't be up there or being shown in the court as evidence against him because it was hearsay. So it's like, what happened to our court system? So that's what I'm saying. We need to overhaul a lot of things. And one of the things is definitely our crappy criminal judges that care more about this guy than they do this young life that he took and why he took it. It's if somebody's driving down the road and a kid runs out in front of them on their bicycle and they're coming home from work or whatever, and they do run over a kid, because it does happen. Animals get run over, old people get run over, tons of people get run over by cars all the time on accident because they happen to walk out in front of a vehicle. Okay. So it does happen. But when you do an autopsy and you find other things wrong with the body besides being run over by a car, the truth comes out because we have good science now. And that none of that should be pushed under the rug or whatever, or hidden from the public because it's disgusting. But this case right now is on Court TV. You can watch it. But I'm going to play this video for you. I want you to listen to this disgusting pig and see what he's saying to the detective that's interviewing him. So here we go. I think it's turned up. Yeah, here we go.
I'm going to miss out on the first birth of my child. Okay, I can't.
Well, I don't know that I would say that. I mean,
this is one of those probation things. This is one of those I'm going away for a long time things, and I'm going to miss out all of my son's life. I would rather die.
It is, this is a hard thing. It is a hard thing, but I'll tell you this, Tanner, you're going to be okay.
No, I'm not.
Why do you think that?
I'm going to miss out on all my son's Christmases, his birthdays, him growing up. I'm going to miss out on everything.
I hope they play this in court because this guy is crying that he's going to miss out on Christmases with his son and birthdays with his son. What about this family's birthdays and Christmases and grandbabies and a wedding and college, all the things that this young girl's family are never going to have because of his greedy, disgusting needs. And all he's worried about is himself. See, that's a narcissist right there. And I feel sorry for his family, that this is the legacy that his father just put on his son, and it's whatever other kids he might have or other family members. It's disgusting. And that's one reason why I did this poll tonight, because I really do want to know, do you think this person in this video talking to this detective, and go Google it right now, go look him up. Just look up this little girl's name and you'll see the guy that's on trial for her murder, right? Do you think this kind of person should ever get out of prison? Do you think that person can be rehabilitated from wanting to do stuff like that to small children, even younger than this girl? I did a couple shows a while back about a documentary called The Eyes of the Devil, and it was about four brothels with children 10 and under in it. And if you had $500,000, guess what? You could get a newborn. Sickening that people want this stuff. Devil people. people that, because I'm a Christian, and I believe that the only way a person would do these things is because they're demons. They've got a demon in them, or they've never been a Christian. They've never been believed in anything besides their own disgusting needs, and they don't care about who they hurt to get what they want. You know, look at him sitting there, basically almost in tears, crying for himself because he got caught. That's the only reason. Because how many other kids do you think he's hurt or killed? You know, we'll probably never know. Just like Ted Bundy, they just found another victim through DNA that Ted Bundy took out of this world for his own selfish, disgusting needs. Because remember, you can go watch lots of documentaries about him. He went back to the bodies of his victims and he brushed their hair, put makeup on them, and had sex with them. He has necrophilia. Disgusting. Yeah, my channel is set for not for kids. So, yeah, I could talk about this stuff. And it's late at night, and I pray that parents don't that pay attention to their kids. You know where your kid is. It's sad to say that, but you can't put your kid outside anymore. Your kids can't play in the yard at all unless you're outside with them. I hate to say that, but that's where we are today. We don't have the same neighborhoods and stuff that we had when we were young. And I was lucky. I lived on a military base, and all the families watched out for everyone else. And you know what? I never heard of anything like this ever happening growing up at all. So basically, I was coddled really bad. I was so lucky because there was so many people that care about each other. And I'm not saying that military people don't commit crimes, because that's not what I'm saying. Just saying that when you have that many people all watching out for each other, it's harder for these people to get away with what they want to do. They have to go somewhere else to do the crime because they can't do it right where they're at. I mean, they're not going to grab a kid and do it right in front of you. Why? Because they don't want to be caught. You know, that's why they do it. That's why they hide in the shadows and sneak around and do these things. Even guys that date women because they see they have a small child. You know, they might have a small little boy or a young little girl or a couple of them and think, wow, I got a jackpot. All I got to do is get this stupid bimbo to believe that I care about her. And when she leaves those kids alone with me, damn, I'm taking them. You know, and that's what they're thinking. That's all they're thinking about. And we have to start thinking about our children and their safety, no matter who they are. Any person that would leave their kid alone with a boyfriend, it just doesn't make sense. You know, sorry, people, what I hate to say this, but I mean it, is that I see people that treat their pets, their actual pets, better than they treat their own children. And that's sickening to me. It really is. Because I'm telling you right now, if there was a fire across the street and they have 3 kids and 2 dogs, there's no fucking way that I'm going to go in there and find the dogs first. I'm going to go in there and feel around, risk my life for a child first, period. Then when I'm done, then I'll go back in and try to save the dogs and bring them out and give them mouth to mouth. I've done that. I've done that before. But guess what? The kid's going to come first, period. And people can hate me for that. I don't care, because I do give a shit about other people's kids. And I would risk my life if I saw someone doing something to a kid ever. I would risk my life for them, because I'd pray to God that someone would do that for my kid. And, you know, it's really sickening and sad that this is what we have in our world right now, today. This is a trial it's in court right now. Where's all the people griping, complaining about put these people in prison forever, give them the death penalty, all this shit, day after day after day, when this is happening every single day? But guess what? Every day I see hundreds of posts still about Epstein. And those people are all grown women that have children of their own, a lot of them, or they've already committed suicide, or they're hiding because they don't want anybody to, dredge this stuff up anymore. But there is some stuff at the end of the show that I'm going to share about the Epstein stuff. new stuff that's coming out, which is great. Because I have done many shows about the Epstein stuff, and I've had actual interviews with some of the victims and stuff because I do care about them, and I am making a difference. But this is happening today, not 20 years ago when the Epstein stuff happened. This stuff's happening every single day. Child trafficking, human trafficking, aunts, uncles abusing children, their nieces and nephews, bus drivers, college sports people. They go and they volunteer for elementary schools and shit. It's disgusting. And we have to start screwing down on these people through our courts in our states and punishing these people. I can tell you right now, the state that puts these guys in jail and leaves them there is a state they don't want to be in. They don't want to be in that state because if they get caught, they know they're not getting out. Okay. States like, I'm trying to remember, I think it's Colorado. It's one of the really bad states about being weak on pedophilias and child murderers. The whole thing with the Chris Watts case, he had a pregnant wife that was pregnant, about to have her baby, a baby boy this time. She had 2 small daughters. I can't remember their names right now, but the thing is, you can look it up. Look up Chris Watts. He had a lover, a girlfriend, and he didn't want to be married anymore. But he didn't want a divorce because he'd lose his money. He'd lose some of his money. So he had to get rid of his kids, and he had to get rid of his pregnant wife because they were going to take his money. They didn't deserve his money. He's the one that worked so hard, even though he helped make those babies. But yet they weren't worth it anymore. He wanted to move on. So he kills his wife. Then he takes both his daughters out where he buries his wife. And there's these oil tanks up off the ground with 8-inch holes on top. And guess where he put those kids? He stomped in their little bodies and got their little head to go through that little 8-inch hole with his own boots. So just think about that. And guess what? They didn't want to put him in regular prison. Why? You know why? Because he might get hurt by one of the other prisoners when they find out what he did. So guess what? They have a whole prison just for people like him that murder kids, rape kids, murder their families, and whatever else. A whole prison. And he gets love letters and lingerie and all kinds of stuff from sick women that are disgusting, that like men like him. It's really sad. We got a really fucked up system. And if we don't do something from one state to the next, the only ones suffering are the children and the other people that these people attack because nobody wants to deal with the problem. Well, guess what? We got a president that's trying to deal with it. I've never seen so many people being arrested, but see, nobody's paying attention to that. They're not reading the paper. They're not sharing stuff, showing all the children that have been saved. Now, guess what? We have every week when they do all these different meetings and they go live and talk about stuff, they talk about some of these things that they're doing. But the news doesn't want to tell you about it because they don't want him to look like a decent person or a president that gives a shit, which he does, and he's trying. But it's disgusting. And all of you guys know that I had a couple of relatives that were taken advantage of by a son-in-law or whatever in their family that molested a bunch of the girls. And he didn't want to go to prison because they had so much evidence. So he copped a plea. But guess what? In a year and a half, we're going to have to go back to court and try to fight to keep the guy in there. It's disgusting that victims get re-victimized every couple of years because they got to go and beg to keep someone in prison when that's the time they were allotted for what they did, which isn't even enough. Because once you take a child's childhood away from them, you basically killed them. They're no longer a kid. You killed the kid. But in this little story that we're looking at right now, she really is dead. Her parents can never hold her again, can't kiss her, can't watch her grow up. They can't watch her graduate from high school. She won't ever get married. She'll never have a grandbaby. She'll never have another Christmas or Easter or birthday, nothing. There's this guy sitting at the table whining because he's not going to get to have those things with his son because he got caught. It's disgusting. It's disgusting and sad. It breaks my heart that this is the kind of country I live in, that this kind of person, people like, I'm not going to say any names because I shouldn't, but people on the other side of the aisle, the ones that were trying to get the loudest ones that were yelling at the rooftop, Epstein, Epstein, Epstein. Every one of the people that are on that list, if you go down and start looking through the hundreds of thousands of documents, all those names on there, and every interview I ever saw of any of the victims said Trump was never at the island they know of. So, and he's the one that was actually willing to talk to the FBI when they were asking about Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell. But nobody wants to hear that. Oh, because Trump's in on it too, all this shit. Well, he's not. And I can't wait to see the people lining in line when all this stuff gets taken care of to apologize to Trump after all the bashing that he took, getting shot at, getting an actual grazing of a bullet simply because God turned his head at the right moment, or he would be dead. His head would have exploded on CNN because CNN happened to show up at that rally, the only one they ever went live from. It's interesting how all that worked out, but I won't get into that right now. But I just wanted to share that, and we'll share. Let me get the link for this real quick and share this, because all you could do is take this link, and you can go look up all you want about this horrible thing that's going on right now. But it is now on Court TV. You can watch this guy. They got all the evidence and stuff. They're showing everything, and they're showing the videos of him with the little girl standing up behind him in the FedEx truck with him. It's disgusting. It's just repulsive. I'm thankful that I hope I never meet this guy because I'm one of those people that's bad enough that probably would say, "Oh, I'm going to get arrested just so I can meet this guy in jail." It's terrible for me to say that, but I'm a woman, so I wouldn't be able to be there with him in the first place. Let me see what this is. Yeah, a lot of people think that, but until you know for sure, you shouldn't go around bashing people. Remember what happened with those, 5 young men were on some kind of special sports team for a college, and a woman went to their apartment as a stripper. They hired her as a stripper, and her boyfriend was supposedly down in the car, or her bodyguard or whatever. And later on, she accused all of them of raping her, gang raping her. And they all got dragged through the mud, all of them. And they went to court and everything. They all lost their scholarships and stuff, and found out that she's lying about it. She lied about the whole thing, but ruined 5 lives. And nothing. Nobody talks about it, because you shouldn't say things about people if you don't know if it's true or not. Just because somebody said this or that. I get so many people believing so many stories about everything because it's easier to believe a story and not have. If you have never sat in court and had the evidence laid in front of you and you had to weigh about whether or not this was true, or if this is hearsay, or if it was just a memory wrong or whatever, because I've gone to court when young people like her were testifying about what happened to them, and they may say it differently than we do. They may not call it a vagina. Okay. They may call it their coochie or whatever it is. Oh, she used the wrong terminology. She doesn't know what she's talking about. Stuff like that about a child. It's disgusting, but DNA doesn't lie. And the victims already said that he wasn't there. So, good luck on all that. And I just don't see I just don't see a lot of the stuff that people want to believe is truthful. I just don't see it. Maybe I'm naive. Maybe I'm a dumbass. Maybe I'm stupid as fuck. But guess what? I have every right to be as stupid as fuck because I'm an American, and my dad sacrificed his 32-year career to protect this country, and I'm proud of him for it. But guess what? I'm trying to protect my country too, and I'm trying to protect people that are in it. And I'm doing it the only way I know how, which just means I'm putting my face out there. I'm putting my words out there. I have tried to be on jury duties for federal court and for local criminal court. I work the polls. I have done community service by trying to do fundraisers, all kinds of stuff. I do everything I can possibly do in 2 states, Louisiana and Arkansas, because I believe in what I say. And guess what? I've got death threats. I get horrible hate, tons of it. And it's sad because people hate me because I want to fight for total strangers. But I don't know. I just don't understand it. I probably never will. I'll probably die a dumbass because a lot of people think I'm a dumbass, which is fine. They have every right to believe whatever they want about me. I don't care. Doesn't hurt me at all. It doesn't change my life one iota. Because when I get up tomorrow, I'm still me. I look in the mirror and it's still Janet. And guess what? I'm still going to fight. I'm still going to fight for what I believe in. And you guys can believe whatever you want. But if you really believe in it, do something with it. Get off your ass and try to prove it. Try to prove your point about what you believe is really true. Take your time off from sitting and watching, let's say, football or golf on TV or your fishing night weekend or whatever it is you're going to do. Spend that time doing something else for someone else. Try to find proof about something. Try to prove your point. That type of thing. Dive in. Then you're putting your money where your mouth is. But you can either be behind a keyboard and say whatever the hell you want about whoever you want, because it doesn't affect you at all, does it? Just like that guy, just like this guy right here. It doesn't affect his life at all until he got caught. Now he's worried about himself. Oh, I can see my son. But he didn't give a shit before that. So, we all can do what we can. And hopefully some people will do something. They will speak out against what they don't believe in. You don't believe that DMV should be able to take your money or whatever, then do something about it. Write a story about it. Share what your experience was and why you believe that people shouldn't have to go through that. I mean, there's millions of things going on. You can do it, but it's up to you. You either just do it or you don't. That's just the way it is. But yeah, this whole story is just really heartbreaking. But guess what? It's real. It's a real story. And it really happened. And he's in court right now. I think it's his sentencing phase. I'm pretty sure it is. But, this happens every single day in this country. And a lot of these judges just go, oh, well, they had a bad life. They had a bad parent, or they were treated bad. They were bullied, whatever the reason is. The thing is, it doesn't matter. I don't care what happened to that person. Guess what? I was bullied every day because I didn't look as good like my sisters. I was tall and skinny. My sisters were built like hourglasses, and both of them were blonde. One above me, one below me. And I got treated like shit because they called me Flat Plains of America, Dolly Nubbins, Dolly Niblets. I mean, I got teased all the time because I like comic books and all that stuff, but it didn't make me grow up and want to beat other people. Total innocent people, had nothing to do with any of the bullying. I don't want to hurt those people. I don't want to hurt anybody. I don't even want to hurt the bullies because they're just, to me, they were just dumbasses. They didn't have nothing better to do but to pick on me and other people like me. So I don't know. These people are narcissistic pigs. That's how I see it. But here's another story about another gentleman, pediatrician Earl Bradley. And you can look this up too, because I've looked up a lot of this shit. Raped and sexually abused 103 children. Now, this is just the ones they know of. So I'm telling you right now, For every one that we know of, there's probably another one or two or more. And that's the sad truth about all of these people that do these type of things, including babies as young as 3 months old, while their parents waited just outside the exam room. And this is shocking to me, because you know what? I've taken all my kids to the doctor at different times, and I've never left my child in the doctor's office without me being in there with them. So the fact that he said he had to check these kids out by a 3-month-old without the parent in there is shocking, that a parent would do that. Because if that's why when you go to the women, you have to go to gynecologists. Okay, I hate to say it, but that's something that happens. And guess what? I've never been to one either in anywhere in the 2 states that I've had this done, where they did bring a nurse or assistant in with the doctor. So it's bizarre how many people just hand their baby over to a man and go in another room and not let you in there with him while he's doing the examination. If I had a doctor like that, I'd say, I'm going somewhere else. That's not normal. So I would never do that. But it's sad. It says the Delaware doctor filmed himself carrying out the sickening attacks on hidden cameras. He would force the terrified children to perform sex acts on him, molest them repeatedly, and sometimes abuse the same child for months or even years. How does a parent not notice something about their genitals hurting or being red, swollen, tore up, bleeding, whatever? I don't understand that either. One victim was raped continuously from June 2007 to February 2009. Another was molested nonstop from November 2008 to November 2009. Over 13 hours of horrifying video evidence was later discovered. He has been jailed for 14 consecutive life sentences plus 165 years. This is one of the worst stories I've ever read. Well, yeah. And what's sad is, why is he still alive? I mean, honestly, I guarantee when an adult does some of these things to young girls, they're never going to have children again, ever be able to have children, because that area is only so big. Okay. And when you put things in there, it shoves everything else up inside their bodies. That's why you see all these stars running around with panda eyes. Well, that's what it's from. Any child that's forced to have sex anally or vaginally gets panda eyes. It's because it breaks all the blood vessels in their eyes because of all the pressure in their body. It's disgusting. And I know it's something that a lot of people don't want to hear, but it's truth. Okay. I'm not lying. You look it up. Every one of you can look up anything that I'm talking about on your own. And then it's not just what I said, I can prove it. All you got to do is go look it up. It's disgusting. And it's sad. It's sad that so many people want to point the finger at me and say, look at her, she's so full of shit. She's making up shit. She's a liar. She doesn't know what she's talking about. But not one of those people that say that about me will look it up, because they don't want to. They know I'm right. They just want to be a dick. They just want to be an asshole. They want to treat people like shit. And they're probably going to report me over and over again until I have my channel taken down again. I've had my YouTube channel taken down 5 times for 2 weeks at a time because somebody was reporting my videos or whatever. They don't like what I have to say or whatever, even though I'm not saying anything that's not true. And I'm showing stuff that's all over the place. I share the links. I do all that because I want to give everyone that sees this story a chance to find out for themselves whether I'm full of shit or not. But that's fine. You don't have to. You can believe whatever you want, and you can hate me if you want. If you hate me, I don't know why you'd even tune in anyways, unless, you don't want to come in here and troll me or whatever. It's sad. I had to set it up to where you have to be a member of my channel for 10 minutes just so I don't get all these sex bots and all the other shit that I get, haters, telling me I'm a dumb fuck and I should go to another planet, commit suicide, all kinds of stuff like that. I get some great stuff. It makes me feel so useful. But guess what? I honestly believe it now that if I piss people off, even though I'm such a teeny channel, apparently I'm doing something. I'm doing something good because it's pissing off the right people, which is fine. It's really sad. It's really, really sad. But that's just the way it is. But here we go. Let's see. I'll take this down and turn that off and then bring up the next thing. I'm sorry, but tonight was a shit show about some stuff. But at the end, I have a lot of good stuff. Talk about how this is changing. So let's see. What was this one? Oh, I don't want to do that one. Okay, number 10. Let me bring this up. I think it's this one. Bethany. Where is that one? Hold on. Sorry. I don't know why these get all jumbled up, but for some reason they do. I'm not very good at it. Here's another one. Former Utah judge Kevin Robert Christensen just pleaded guilty to having graphic sexual chats with someone he believed was a 13-year-old girl. He sent explicit videos and talked about child rape material on Kick. And I have Kick. I'm aired right now on Kick on one of my channels. So it's just the boldness of these people. They think they're gods. They can do anything they want to anyone they want without consequence. And guess what? I can understand why they feel that way. What do? We don't do nothing. We did this. Bad. Don't do it again. But we don't do that for the kids. You don't have to have an ID to vote for all these judges or all these people, to go vote and put these people in office, the ones that let all these people out. But you have to have, that same kid has to have an ID to buy cigarettes or, a few other things that you have to have an ID for, to apply for like welfare or unemployment or any other thing you have to have ID for. But a person who doesn't have ID can vote for all these people, all these judges and stuff, county clerk or whatever. It's so messed up. Our system is so messed up, and we've got to fix it. And we can only fix it one state at a time, basically. Each state that gets fixed, like what we're seeing happening in Florida with the governor there is trying to make changes. And then you have other governors you think were really good. And then as they've been in there a little while, you can see them going downhill, like Texas, boy. Texas is purple as all get out. I'll be shocked because once we lose Texas, that's 48 electoral college votes that are gone. You think we're going to ever win another election? No, we won't. Once we lose that state. And it works. They just go in and take over every city and then get rid of the good judges and put in corrupt ones and just swap everyone out. And in the schools and whatever else. And not enough people speak out. And they're so busy, they just don't vote and whatever else. Oh, my vote doesn't matter, blah, 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 whatever it is, whatever excuse you have. And now, guess what? You can't even walk the streets. You can't even leave your kid out on the front porch when the FedEx guy comes because he might take your kid. I don't know. I just don't know what to say about it. It's just really sad that this is a situation we have in the United States of America, which is really shocking. But let me take that off real quick and bring up this next one. Let me shut that one. Close it down. Close that one. But this was a few things that I found before I go to the, let's see. Let me bring this one up. Whoops. Clicked on the wrong thing. Sorry. Oh, you'd think you'd get better at it, but I'm not. Let's see. Is it this one? Give me a second. For some reason, my screens go blank. There's nothing on there, so I can't look at it. Okay. This was one of the things, what they do in our country is they put you on a list when you've been arrested and convicted of any type of sexual assault, or having sex with underage people, sharing, materials, like photos and videos. And okay, it's not just people. Okay, a lot of these people on this registry are animal abusers. They've been caught having sex with their animals and stuff too, which is also against the law because an animal can't give consent. You know what I mean? So it's sickening. I mean, it's just a sick, perverted world out there when all this stuff. I'm not talking about two adults. Two adults can get on whatever those apps are, swipe left and right and go see whoever they want, get in an Uber and do whatever. It's nobody's business when they're a grown up, 18 and older. They have the right to choose what they want to do. Okay, it's nobody's business. If they want to go watch porn together or whatever, I don't give a shit. As long as it's consenting adults, I have no problem. If they want to dress up one like a baby and the other one's spanking them all night, I don't give a shit. It's nobody's business. But when it comes to a child or an animal, those people need to be put away. That's not normal. That's not a normal way to act when you're wanting to be a grown up and hurt people or kill them because someone's gonna find out about it. So you have to get rid of the evidence, and you think because you're a narcissist that you are getting rid of it, but you're not. But you can't help but see it that way. Thank goodness, because that's the only reason we caught so many people like Ted Bundy or the Green River Killer or the Golden State Killer, all these sick motherfuckers that we have that we've arrested. But that there's always active serial killers going on all the time. Okay, just going up and down the highway, picking up whoever, because there's always somebody out there that's willing to get in their vehicle, which is really sad too. So, all of this is a mess. But the thing is, on this one registry that's here, it says every year we examine sex offender registry data from all 50 states. We identify which regions maintain the largest registries and track how the rates of sex-related offenses shift through the country. And in 2024, the total number of registered sex offenders approached 800,000 nationwide, with the population adjusted rate for, just they go up and down the list, and they try to make sure to keep it as even as they can, like as close to the actual numbers as they possibly can. But you got to remember, it's all for different things. I mean, a person that, let's say a guy was 18 when he graduated from high school, right? And he had a girlfriend that was 15. Okay. So, there's different things and depending on the state, if he's out of high school and he's dating someone in high school, that is frowned upon, depending on what state you live in. So it has a lot to do with different states and, and what their laws are in states. I mean, in the state of, I think it's Oregon, you can walk around naked. I mean, there was a video I played a while back, and I had a father talking, and he called the police, and the police came, and he had a 4-year-old son running around, and some naked guy just came walking into his yard up to his kid, and he was like, "Get out of my yard!" And the guy was totally naked, and the cop said, well, "There's no law against naked people." So whether he's grabbing himself or whatever his purpose is, what a wonderful state for people like that to go and live in, because you can flash whoever you want because it's perfectly legal. So I don't know. I don't get it. It doesn't make any sense, but it's scary to think about it. I would never want to grow up there. It's very important that if you want to raise a family or you want a safe place to live, start looking into your state, looking into the different states where you want to live and have a family, because there's different laws in different states depending on, what you don't want to see. I mean, I would never think that walking around naked is perfectly legal inside the city limits of any town or any state or any city. It's weird, but that's they have the right to do that. And if their voters want that, then I guess, everybody should run to the naked state, whatever they want to call it. It's really scary, but I'm glad I don't live there. That's all I'm going to say. But let me stop that real quick and bring up the next one. It's just weird to me. But one of the good things is, since years ago, I want to bring up this first one because it's interesting. And I've talked about this a couple of times on some of my shows, but it's a really good story and it's the truth, okay, about an actual thing that happened to Shirley Temple. And it's been going on for a very long time because people talk about all the terrible stuff that goes on in Hollywood. Well, it's true. A lot of terrible stuff is in Hollywood. And this was when she was 12 years old. This happened to her and her mom. And I'm going to play the thing, let you listen to her. But what's funny is today, and I've been on many sets, different sets for different commercials or music video or a TV series or a movie or whatever, right? And it's amazing to me still how many parents will bring their kid to the set and drop them off and go somewhere else to do whatever it is they're going to do. And it's sad to me because I would never leave my kid alone on a set. And that's the good thing about this story, is because to hear it from someone that was a child in Hollywood, that the facts about what happened to her, it's important because if other people hear it, maybe they'll realize, hey, my kid wants to be in TV, my kid wants to be in this or whatever. I'm not going to leave my kid alone. I'm going to be my kid's chaperone, whatever you want to call it, because the stuff doesn't happen when mommy's standing there holding your hand or whatever. It happens when mom lets go or dad lets go and they go in another room with someone else. So I'm going to play this for you because I think it's interesting. And she was a real famous actress. She saved MGM. I think that's the one production company that she basically saved because she was so talented. But here we go.
I love Fox. I went to MGM for one picture. Thank goodness, only one. And when I got there with my mother, we were separated. She went into the office of Louis B. Mayer, and I went into the office of Arthur Freed. And he was going to talk to me about a movie he wanted to put me in. I'm 12 years old, And I thought he was a producer, but instead he was an exhibitor. And I'd never seen anyone naked before, except myself. So I had no clue about what was happening. And so it struck me so funny, I laughed at him. And I laughed uproariously. I had tears, and he got infuriated. And he said, out, 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 go.
Did you tell your mother?
Well, I went down. I was very quiet. I went down and met her in the lobby of the administration building. She came up very quietly from Louis B. Mayer's office. And we walked hand in hand silently to the car, which was unusual. We got in the car driving home. I said, Mom, you won't believe what happened to me. And I told her what happened, and she got kind of quiet. She said, well, you don't know what happened to me. And Louis B. Mayer wasn't as bad as Freed was to me.
You tried it?
He came on to my mother. And so we both decided that we didn't like MGM much. It was, it was better at Fox.
But that happened to her. But the thing is that she told her mom, and her mom told her her experience. She had a good parent, a parent that listened to her and believed her. So many parents, when a child tells them that the bus driver tried something, or the lunch person did something, or someone at their church, or something else, they say, stop making up stories. That's the worst thing to do to a kid. If the kid asks, ask more questions, more details about what happened. And as you get more details, then you call someone and you tell them what happened, because you should always listen to the children. I don't care. Even if you suspect in the back of your mind that maybe they're making this up or whatever, get as much information as you can and get a professional in there to help you figure out what's going on. Don't ever laugh at them and send them away and tell them they're lying, because guess what? They're never going to tell you again. They're never going to speak up. And then later on, years later, or when the kid gets pregnant or whatever, and then you say, oh, I wish I'd listened. It's too late. and they're never going to come tell you again anything important because you didn't believe them. So please, please, please listen to the kids, no matter what. No matter how crazy it may sound, just listen to them. Bite your tongue, close that ego down, and listen to what they're saying, period. Always listen to the children. So I just wanted to say that because I can't help it. That's just the way. That's just who I am. I'm sorry. I always will listen and believe the kids over any adult, even if I'm wrong. And later on, I'll apologize if something comes out and I realize, well, that was bad. I shouldn't have done it, or I shouldn't have, believed that about you. But I'd rather be safe than sorry, especially when it comes to a kid. But that's a good story because nothing happened to her. But the fact that she got to see a naked man, but she was 12. She was a little older than what happens to a lot of kids that are way younger than her. But I just thought that was very, very interesting, the whole way that it unfolded. But this next one is important because it does involve the Epstein stuff. And I kept saying to wait and be patient, that I think that somebody's doing something behind the scenes, and that we should just at least try to give this administration the same amount of time that all the other ones had. Clinton had 2 terms, which is 8 years. Obama had 8 years, and Biden had 4. That's a lot of years, and none of this stuff came out. Nobody pushed it, but boy, they're the loudest screamers. All those people that were involved in all of that. And look at all that. Did any of you guys watch the interview with the Bill Clinton being interviewed by the people in Congress? And they were handing him, evidence, pictures and stuff from the Epstein place, and him in the hot tub with the young girls. And he was oogling all and almost drooling on the pages. And as you could see the embarrassment of his lawyers, and they snatched the papers out of his hand and he took them back, and he was like laughing and so happy and giddy to look at those pictures of himself. He was reminiscing. It was disgusting. And you know what's sad is if you go watch some of these documentaries with Ted Bundy and a couple of these other serial killers, they do the same thing. They get that same look on their face when they're able to look at some of their pictures from their crimes. It's disgusting to say that, but you go watch some of them and tell me if I'm wrong. Tell me if you don't see it, because I've seen it. I could see it. And I'm sure you would too, if you get to watch some of those things, because I'm telling you, these people they all have similar things that connect. It's really, it's scary, but I can tell you right now, he makes my skin crawl. I wouldn't shake his hand. I wouldn't shake Hillary Clinton's hand either if I ever met her in public, which thank goodness I have never. They're disgusting, especially when Hillary Clinton, that Robert Byrd guy, the leader of the Ku Klux Klan, she's like, he's my mentor. I mean, she just was, they're disgusting. And I can't believe how many people just lap up all the shit that they spew for many, many years. And I'm thankful I had a mom that told me all the kinds of stuff about when Bill Clinton was running drugs, and all his people running drugs out of Mina. And they even made a movie with Tom Cruise starred in it about that whole thing and how that was they were all entangled in that shit. And people still just love him. Oh, he's awesome. He's wonderful. I'd vote for him. It's disgusting. But I'm going to play this real quick. It's very, very good. And it's nice to see that this is finally coming out. And I'm going to share this link for everyone. But it says, Lady Melania Trump demands Congress allow the Epstein survivors to publicly testify about what happened to them, saying Epstein did not act alone. Okay, which he didn't. He pushed along all these people. A lot of people were involved, and it's not going to be all people that you're going to know. It's going to be stuff, because some of the videos that I saw that came out with the Epstein stuff had Mick Jagger was in one of them, sitting next to Bill Clinton. and some other people. So he was at the island. Lots of people that you're not going to really realize that are involved. It's a lot of people, and it's not just politicians. It's doctors and surgeons. There was some surgeon that was there that got called because one of the girls got hurt and she needed like 30 something stitches. I saw a video about that, and it was some famous surgeon that went to their house, to the Epstein island, and performed a surgery right there in the house. And there was a video I've shared on my YouTube channel from when I went on my cruise, and I took a catamaran with a bunch of friends that we went on the cruise with. And the guy on the catamaran tells a whole bunch about the Epstein stuff that he says is true. And you could look it up on Google, and he talks about it, and he has a map, and we're looking at it because we went by both the big islands, the big island and the little one, St. James or whatever it's called, islands, on the catamaran. And he was talking about when the Epstein's brother, you know, the one I told you about, and one of the things I talked about with the 2 interviews with 2 of the victims. And she was talking about how a lot of the victims were paid, some of the poor, you know, the money was shared between all the girls. There was $200 million that Epstein's brother paid out to a bunch of the victims. Okay, so a lot of the victims, just like I said, wouldn't be called to testify again, probably because they signed non-disclosures and took money. They took restitution for the abuse that they went through. Now, I don't know how you'd work around that or whatever, because I'm not a lawyer. I'm just saying to don't get upset that some of these people that were in on this part about paying them the $200 million, you might never see them, anything happen to them. And that's because of the legal stuff that goes along with it, which I can't, really do anything about. But I played all that stuff. But you can go watch that video now. It's on my thing. I just posted a couple days ago, I think. But the thing is, he's talking about how they put the island up for sale, and they were asking like 30 million or something, or 300 million, I don't know, a lot of money. But it eventually sold at an auction for 16 million, very, very cheap considering what they were buying. And the thing is that he said that the company finally names the company. I can't remember right this minute because it's on that video, but I don't remember it. And he says that they're going to put some kind of hostel or something on that, on the island. So he talks about the building that was built and how the 2 islands look like the logo for the Disney logo. If you look at it, he shows it on the deal that's on there. And then he talks about that one of the rooms in the mansion that's on the island, the real weird one, we know the blue and gold painting, whatever on the outside, has a floor that's all metal, like a sink, and has drains on it. So remember, some of the victims talked about them doing scientific experiments on young people and scaring them, and then taking blood from them, all kinds of stuff. It's all coming out. It's all come out. If you go look at some of the Epstein files, you'll see a lot of that stuff. It's in the emails and, tons of things. So it's all coming out. But this right here, I don't think our Congress is going to do it because we got too many rhinos. Remember a couple of weeks ago when I showed you that one of a couple of the congressmen said they wanted to release the names of all the people who had used that special fund to pay people and make them sign, non-disclosure agreements for groping them or pulling them down on their lap or doing other, things that were inappropriate for them to do. But instead of taking them to court and suing them, we have a slush fund, so many $1 million in there to pay people off so that they won't turn them in. Well, remember I told you it was like 65 voted yes to release the names and 300 and something said no. So all 300 and something people that said no should all be investigated, I believe, because the only ones that are legal that should be there that give a shit about the truth are the 65 that voted to release the names of all the people who have used that slush fund. But they didn't. So do you think those 300 and something people that voted not to release the names are going to do this, what Melania Trump is going to ask them to do or has asked them? So let's see what happens. Pay attention, because this is a big case. This right here is going to prove to you that maybe that person you think is so great in your state is really full of shit, because they're not going to do this stuff. They're going to make up every excuse about why they can't do it. But these people are doing it. The Trump administration is trying to make it, and they're putting all of these people on the spot if you're paying attention to what they're actually saying. So I'm going to play it now for you. So here we go. Make it big. And I'm going to play it. Here we go.
Now is the time for Congress to act. Epstein was not alone. Several prominent male executives resigned from their powerful positions after this matter became widely politicized. Of course, this doesn't amount to guilt, but we still must work openly and transparently to uncover the truth. I call on Congress to provide the women who have been victimized by Epstein with a public hearing specifically centered around the survivors. Give these victims their opportunity to testify under oath in front of Congress with the power of sworn testimony. Each and every woman should have her day to tell her story in public if she wishes, and then her testimony should be permanently entered into the congressional record. Then, and only then, we will have the truth. Thank you.
And that is a woman that's, I'm proud that she's our first lady. I really am. She has done so many things to try to put the class back into being the president's wife and what they're supposed to represent with our country. She's done a great job with her son. I feel he's huge. I don't know what she fed him to make him so big, because he's taller than his dad, and his dad's pretty tall. But I'm very proud that she's done this. But what we need to do is pay attention to what she just did. Remember when all of the bunch of the victims went and they did their testimony with a small group of people from Congress, right? And now we have this. So let's see which ones say they're not going to do it. Oh, I already know that none of the Democrats are going to want to do it. But let's see how many rhinos come out of the woodwork to say, oh, yeah, sure, we'll do it. Let's see them do it. I want to see them do it. Don't you? All of you guys out there that have been going Epstein day after day. Let's see how many of them are saying that do this. What Melania Trump has just said, let these women go and put it in public record. Let's see how many of them will stand up, or will they stand in front of these women and tell them, no, we're not doing it. Oh, we don't have time. We got other things to do. Like what they're doing to not pay people that work for the government because they wanted to take Easter break, and they don't want to not pay these other countries the money that they're shelling out, our money, our tax dollars. So, I just think it's great. I think this is awesome. And guess what? When she did the movie thing, a lot of people that went and saw the movie, they said they were so proud of her when she made the movie. Okay, well, guess what? Trump's behind his wife. He supports his wife. He wants her to do these things. And we'll see. But I want to see everyone that's in this chat right now. I see Shadow, and I see Six Nations. I see Hardwick. Who else is in here? Earlier, I saw I can't remember everyone now. Darn it, I'm so bad. Joe, oh, Papa Cotton. Let's see, who else? I want to see all of you. I want to see anything from you that you can. I'd appreciate anything you send me. Send me everything you can possibly find of all the different congressmen that are all for what Melania Trump just did. And then I also would like to see anything about ones that aren't saying anything or even trying to push the fact that they don't want to interview with these women live on the floor, you know, while they're in session. Let's do it. I want to see it. Let's do it. If you guys really mean this shit, let's bring this out. Let's get the victims up there and testify in front of Congress. That's awesome. I think this is a freaking great idea. This is right up my alley, and I would do it live. I would share this live on some of my channels if we had the right to do it, but I think it should be seen. I would love to see this, but I don't think it's going to happen. Not with this Congress, I don't. Even though they all, half of them rode up on Trump's coattails, you know, to get in there. Oh, America first, but they're not America first. They're not going to do it. So, yeah, here we go. Here we go. Here's one. Did you sign up and follow me for 10 minutes so you could come in and post that after what Melania Trump just said? Wow. Yeah. You should be proud. I'm so proud of you. Yeah, that was wonderful. Hey, guys, did you see that? His name is Jeff C. C6P, whatever his name is. He thinks that Trump's guilty, even though I could tell you right now, I wonder how many interviews this guy actually watched of any of the interviews of the actual victims of Epstein. How many do you think he's watched, guys? Think he's watched any of those interviews of those real victims, even ones that have supposedly committed suicide? Because all of them said no, he wasn't there. They never saw him there. So I would like for Jeff. Hey, let me share you. I'm going to share this Jeff guy. I'm going to share him my email again for the Friday Night Shit Show. This Jeff guy is going to send me. He's going to send me some videos to prove his point. Wouldn't you love to see that on my show? I'll do it. Definitely air it. If this Jeff guy wants to send me, right there's my email, FridayNightShitShow@gmail.com. Send me some proof. Show me any interview of any victim saying that Trump was there or that Trump did something to him. I want to see it. I'm not talking about AI photos and shit. I already went and looked at all the pictures, and I saw Bill Clinton sitting with you know, the lead singer of the Rolling Stones and a whole bunch of other people all there in these pictures. And Bill Clinton in the hot tub while he's drooling on his pictures that he got to look at when he was being investigated or interrogated or whatever by Congress when he was answering questions or whatever. I saw that. So, hey, I'd like to see some stuff. Send me some stuff. If you got some proof, send it to me. I'd like to see it because I'll air it. Once I look into it, make sure it isn't fake. But I'll share it. Whatever you got, please send it to me. We'll see if he does or not. So I want to, I would love it. That guy waited 10 minutes because I got that thing set up. He waited 10 minutes to sign up just so he could put that in my chat. You should be so proud of him, guys. Give him a woohoo. Yeah. I'll be kicking him off my channel anyways because I don't want that kind of support. But I'm going to let him say what he wants in my chat. So there you go. And he's on that. He's on a phone because see the thing on there. It shows me he's on his phone. So hope he's enjoying himself. So I guess he's definitely not going to watch Melania do her speech because he doesn't believe her. But it's sad, isn't it? But she's a decent woman, and I'm proud of her. And I'm a real woman. I was born a woman, just like Melania was. So I just wanted to.
Now is the time.
I'm going to pause that. I'm going to turn that off. Stop sharing it and go back to the next thing. Just want everyone to cheer that guy on so he can send me some good, juicy tidbits of facts since he knows so much. I would love to see it because I'm sure he's read over the 200,000 pieces of documents that have been released on the Epstein case and all the interviews and all the videos and the pictures and everything, and not doctored shit, stuff that he made up with AI. Because I just showed you something at the very beginning with Chuck Norris kicking ass, because that's real. Just because it's on the internet, it's got to be real, right? Yeah. Okay, let's see. What was the other thing I wanted to share? Let me get it. I think this is it. Oh, I can't tell because I can't see it. Oh, okay. Yeah, this is one of them. This is another hero that I want to bring up. And we don't get to see very much of this good stuff that happens, happens. This guy is a principal in Oklahoma, and he had a 20-year-old that came in that used to go to that school. He was going to shoot people, and the principal took a bullet to the leg when he jumped on the shooter and took him down. And it's good to see this, because we do have real heroes that live amongst us, but you're not going to see this stuff, that much of this stuff, on the news, because I'm telling you, no lefty wants you to know that this guy took action and saved lives, because people don't want to talk about that, because that's a good thing. But here we go. I'm going to open this up and play this for you. Make sure it's turned up. Here we go. Yeah.
I've been telling a very different story today. Principal Moore didn't do what he did here yesterday. Now, I spoke with his pastor today, and he says that he was at the hospital. He went to go see the principal yesterday. He prayed with him, and he said he is expected to be okay. He said that the bullet just kind of grazed his knee, but everybody's grateful after what happened.
That was a very heroic act.
The heroic act that has the Pauls Valley community grateful for Principal Kirk Moore tonight, jumping into action and tackling the former student who investigators say tried to kill him and other students.
He is definitely the type of guy to do that. Some student was to get harmed, he would definitely take a bullet for him. I believe that.
That's what other grads say about him.
As soon as the bell rang and all the students were going to class, he was outside the office. He interacted with students in the lobby. He was friendly.
We also spoke to some who knew him most of his life.
Probably 55 years longer.
Harold Markham and Principal Moore went to school together and both graduated from Pauls Valley themselves, long before he came back to coach, then later lead as assistant principal before becoming principal in 2021. Harold says what he did Tuesday just speaks to the type of person he is.
He's just a great guy. He really is. He really knows the kids. I'd lost a son about 4 years ago, and he set up the whole high school and everything for his funeral.
This is a look at a memorial the principal made for Harold's son. It sits in a courtyard on campus. The principal showing sympathy when it was needed, and strength when the situation calls for that, too.
We're praying for you, Kirk, and get better, my man. Can't wait to see you.
And I did also reach out to family, still waiting to hear back. Obviously, they're dealing with a lot right now. But speaking with the pastor, he said that Principal Moore is also a private person, so he declined to comment at this time. The school, though, has obtained an attorney. We're waiting to hear back from them for comment as well. For now, live in Pauls Valley, Chantal Navarro, KFCO 5 News.
That's awesome. That this gentleman right here in this picture, that you would look at and think it was just somebody's grandpa and want to go up and give him a big old hug, or bake cookies for him or something, because he's just so cute. Because he's just a little guy. He looks like a little guy. I don't know if he's tall or not. But the thing is, he loved his school and he loved his students enough to risk his life, because that's what he did. He didn't know whether or not he was going to get shot and die. He could have got shot in the head. We don't know. I wasn't there. I didn't see any pictures, but I'm sure that some pictures have come out, because I'm sure the school had some kind of cameras and stuff in there. But I'm so proud that we still have people like that, that's willing to risk their life for others, to save lives. And I hope that he gets a key to the city and they just treat him the way he deserves, a hero, because that's what he is. He is a hero. So I just wanted to share that, because see, good things do happen, because this guy risked his life to save kids in his school. And that's what this whole show is about. Does he look like ex-military to you? See, I don't know, but he looks like a sweetheart to me. with those glasses and that big smile on his face. You know, I guess you'd have to be a pretty decent kind of person to be a principal, because you'd have to be around kids all the time, right? I don't know. I don't know. I went to the principal's office a few times when I was in elementary school, and I got paddled because in the state that I was in, where my dad had gotten out of the military, we moved to Arkansas because that's where my mother's family lived. You know, her mom and dad lived in Arkansas. So that's why my parents retired in Arkansas. So that's why I spent a lot of time in Arkansas. And I got my own horse. I was able to ride in rodeos and trail ride and all that great stuff. But he does look like a military. I don't know. I didn't get a chance to really look into it because I was doing so many other things. But whatever, I don't care what he did. But the thing is, I'm very proud to know that we still have people like this. And I know someone like Shadow would do that. And most of the people that I know, I've met and that I've spent time with and built relationships over the years with people in my chat on other channels. Because remember, I didn't start doing this. I was in the chat on other shows like Nerdrotic and Az from Heel versus Babyface and Doomcock and Clobby from Clobbering Times. I mean, just lots of other people. And that's how I met most of these people that are in my chat, is through that, because I was very, very active in there. I loved Star Trek shows or whatever, that I could get in the middle of. And I was already making TikTok videos and stuff when TikTok came out, because it was fun, to make little shorts, not doing this. I never thought I'd ever do this kind of stuff, because over a year and a half, almost 2 years, I never did this. And Bruce is the one, showed me how to do stuff and things like that. And I'm slowly trying to do it, but I'm liking it. I enjoy doing it, but I still love going and being in the chat with everyone else. And I still do that. I've made more and more friends that are YouTubers and on Rumble, and on TikTok. I've met a lot of people on TikTok. I know a lot of people don't like TikTok, but it's totally different than YouTube and other things like, Rumble and stuff. It's very different. TikTok is a totally different thing. It's really fast. And, chat lives matter. I love that. Thank you, Kronos. You're a doll. But yeah, you're right. It does. We all, it is a fellowship type thing. And Bruce, I know Bruce and a few others, we've been talking about trying to do something like a central thing where we can all get together and go eat. I mean, when none of us are rich enough to where we can't rent a big building like Doomcock or Gary from Nerdrotic can, afford all that now. But it would be really fun, I think. I think we could have so much fun just hanging out and, just getting to see each other, hug and talk and share phone numbers and stuff like that. It would be great. I think it would be so much fun. I would love to do that. I might even wear my alien outfit. Who knows? But it would be great. It would really be fun. I was so excited because I had bought tickets and I had a suite. And I had put every dime into everything I could think of. I had 4 costumes for the Star Trek convention in Las Vegas. And it was right when Nerdrotic and Az and all of them were going to do a big Vegas thing. And I was like, oh, I'm going to get a suite. And the reason I wanted a suite was because I was going to invite Nerdrotic and his wife to be able to come up to the room and rest in between whatever it is they were going on during the day, if they didn't have a room in the hotel that this whole thing was going to be in. And I was so excited about it. And then COVID, and then people had to wear masks. Then you had to have a thing to prove that you had shots and all this shit. And I wasn't going to get the shot. So I was able to not have to pay for the hotel anymore. But the only thing is I was out the $900 and something for a ticket that I bought, a special VIP ticket for the gala, for Saturday night, for the big thing where you had to wear the ball gowns and stuff and have them play the Star Trek music from the movies and stuff like that. I was so upset over all of it. But guess what? I gave my ticket to Nerdrotic's wife so she could go and meet the people that I had all set up, because they wouldn't give me my money back for the Star Trek stuff. So at least somebody got to go to do some of that. But the thing is that if you know, it cost me a lot of money. It took me a couple of years to put that money back, but I just got to take a trip this time because I saved. So you know, we'll see what we can try to do. Maybe next summer we can have, not this one coming up, I can't afford it yet, but who knows? Wouldn't that be fun? You know, do something like that and get a bunch of us together, get to just actually meet, but to be in public so more people will feel comfortable, you know, about meeting total strangers off the internet. A lot of people would really, you know, freak out over it, but I think it'd be really cool. And I know a lot of people on X that do a lot of spaces, because I've met a lot of new people too on spaces that have already did meet and greets. I've met a few people in person from X. And, you know, because I happened to be going in that direction, I was driving, I thought, what the hell, I'm going to stop and get to meet a few people, and I've gotten to do it. So I've been lucky to actually meet a few of these people, and they were exactly what I thought they were, because over a certain amount of time, you pick up on things, especially when you get to talk to them, you know, like in spaces and doing this with other people live, you feel like you already know them. You know, I don't know if that means what that means or not. So what's this? You're planning on hosting a game? Hosting at a game con? You know, I've never been to one. I've never been to a game con. That would probably be really cool too. Well, can you do me a favor and send me the information about it to my Discord? I'd really appreciate it, because I would like to look into it and find out how much it's going to cost for a room and things like that, because I don't like to drive in, just have to be there. I'd want to go there and stay the night and things like that. And plus, depending on where it is in Texas, I do have relatives in Houston, and I have relatives, you know, in Plano. So I used to have more relatives there, but, you know, a few of them have moved to different states, and a few of them have passed away. So, but yeah, that would be really fun. Yeah, Discord's still a thing. I still have my own Discord. And it's still going. I post in it every day, and you know, I talk to people. I still do the movie reviews there, where we watch the movie on Sunday. It's still the same. I haven't changed. I'm as boring as ever. Kronos. So yeah, if you want to do any of that. And the movie this week, let's see, it's called Cooligan's Bluff, something like that. And it's another Clint Eastwood movie, because Bruce is on a Clint Eastwood kick or something. Now, I have picked a few movies. Now, I picked Paint Your Wagon, and I know not a lot of people liked it, but I like, because it reminded me of my mom. But the other movie that I chose is Play Misty for Me, and the other one is Bridges Over Madison County. So I don't know if he's going to do those, because it's not the spaghetti Western or the, you know, the movies that are action-packed like he seems to want to watch. But they're good movies. I thought they were good. But, you know, we can't all love everything, you know, and get to have exactly what we want. But since he was doing Eastwood stuff, you know, Clint Eastwood stuff, I thought, you know, these are some movies that I've seen, and I enjoy. I enjoy some of these movies too, you know. And what was really cool is I'd never seen the first three movies that we watched. The first three spaghetti Westerns. We haven't done Fight Club yet, but that's a movie that I put on the list. Yes, there's tons of movies I got on the list. I got the whole list, and he keeps changing it a little bit, because at the top of the list, the way I had it in order from what he sent it to me, I thought that's how we were gonna, you know, follow it. But he doesn't do it that way. So I don't know. Oh, I was funny. What's the movie where Eastwood had a daughter and was a thief? I don't know. I'd have to look it up. I might not have seen it. So I bet it was good, because every movie that he has done, I thought was good. So there's just a couple that I really didn't really enjoy that much, and one of them was I think, I don't know which one. It was the first one that came out with the monkey in it. Now, I love the monkey, but I didn't really enjoy the movie that much. I just didn't think it was as good as what I was expecting it to be. So, You know, everybody says I'm a monkey hater or whatever, but I'm not. I love the monkey. I thought the monkey was adorable, or the chimpanzee. I mean, not chimpanzee, the orangutan. That's what it was, orangutan. But you know, that's just the way it is. Sometimes you just don't like something. You know, it just doesn't turn out the way you want it to be. So hold on, I'm trying to shut a couple of these things that I've already got. Okay, now here's another thing that I thought was really good. I played a video at the very beginning telling people to please, support this whole thing about keeping your kids safe at your schools. Remember the shooting thing? Well, this is a different one. And this is for, I gotta stop sharing that one. Hold on for a second. Ooh, I'm not very good at this. I always forget which button to click, because I always click it and it brings up a thing to invite someone up on the stage. But let me see. So far, yeah, everybody's voting for number 2. I think it's great. But I didn't even know I could do that. There was a little thing that popped up one day when I was setting stuff up, and it was a new widget or something that was on there, and I was like, what's this? So I had to Google how to do it and all this kind of stuff. It's terrible. I just am horrible at remembering this stuff. But I really am trying the best I can. Let's see. That's not it. Where is it? Oh, I'm so bad at remembering these things. Is this it? Just give me a second. Oh, there it is. We are fighting. Okay. That's the one I want. All right. Now, this is, I got a new outro video that I edited and stuff to get it to format it and everything, so I can use it as an outro video, because I like to play around with that stuff, and I'm trying to learn all that kind of junk. Tim Tebow Foundation, and he's a big Christian. He got made fun of a lot on the field because of him kneeling and doing different things, and I think it was football. Yeah. I'm not really good with sports either. But this whole thing, and this is his website for the anti-human trafficking and child exploitation. So in partnership with organizations in both the United States and abroad, the Tim Tebow Foundation is actively fighting against human trafficking and child. Well, the thing is, I want to make sure everybody knows, is that he uses it with other groups, other organizations. And one of the other ones that I have shared on a couple of the shows is called the Shepherd's Watch Foundation, and it's based in Texas. And what they do is they go in and rescue trafficked girls and boys or whatever, and then they try to use the money that they collect and stuff to keep the child somewhere while they're trying to get a hold of their families and stuff like that. And so it's just a lot of sad things. But the thing is, it's this group, which is one of the things, because he does other things too. And you can look at it when you go to this website. There's a bunch of other things that they work on. I think they do surgeries for kids that can't afford it from all over the world, not just the United States. And this human trafficking isn't just in the United States, even though the United States is big in it because there's 380 million people in our country, something like that. But the thing is that this does prevention, rescue, and survivor care. Remember, I was talking about earlier about the damage that's done to some of these people that are taken. Now, if you can get them quick enough, they will probably not have the same mental problem, that they're going to have, like not being able to sleep again. I played a video Thursday night about the fake, I think it was UPS drivers that broke into that house and then beat the father up. And, basically threatened the mom with the two small little boys, a 5-year-old, and I think the other one was 3. And I was talking, I got so upset, emotional when you see the little 5-year-old dragging his little 3-year-old brother by the leg to try to get him in the bedroom away from the bad people, and from the rest of their lives, every time they see someone wearing a UPS uniform, they're going to be petrified. How do you fix that kind of damage that people do just by being there, beating up their dad and yelling and screaming at their mom and waving a gun around at their mom, trying to rob these people because they answered the door, thinking it was the UPS. And it's sickening, these people, these criminals. And I want to see all these people, go to prison, all of them, for the amount of time they need to be there. And we don't need prisons where they can have conjugal visits, and it's like being at a spa or something, at a nice resort where they get 3 meals a day, they get dental, they get eye care, they get treated better than our own veterans, in prison, and they get to get on the internet. And that's another thing I tell guys all the time, because it's mostly guys that do this. I hate to say that, I'm not trying to be mean, but when you're a guy and you're on the internet, like some of these websites, and some hot chick sends you a picture, hey babe, do you want a video call or whatever, I'm lonely, or whatever it is, okay, and you give them your phone number, okay, they're probably not even a woman, okay, and there's probably a whole group of them doing it, and they're trying to rip you off. And just because you don't give them money, a credit card number, or send them a PayPal or whatever, your phone number is worth money to them. The reason why is you'll start getting all kinds of spam, and you might be charged stuff to your cell phone, is because a lot of these people that do that are actually in jail. Okay, they're in jail or they're in prison, and they have privileges for a certain amount of time, maybe an hour, to get on the internet. And what they do is they get on there and they scam people, because they get your phone number, and guess what? They go to their commissary and they charge it to that phone number. Stuff like that. I found this out by doing volunteer work and different things in Louisiana. And I found out a lot of these people do this kind of shit. It's like, it's pathetic and sad that these people get away with this stuff. But, if you're willing to give your phone number out to a total stranger you've never met or anything, when there's so many apps out there that you can do a video time and actually see them and get to meet somebody, a real person, and see whether or not it's a guy or a woman or whatever, don't give your phone numbers out. Don't give out any personal information to someone you don't know, period. I don't care who it is. I don't care if you think she's a 10 or not. Don't do it. Or he's a 10. Yeah, it's just not worth it. Just don't do it. But I'm going to share the link for this website, because it's a Tim Tebow Foundation Ministries, Anti-Human Trafficking. This is the one that I pulled up, but it's a whole website with all kinds of different, you can check it out when you go to it, but there's all kinds of different things that they're doing with the Tim Tebow Foundation. Yet the one I'm supporting right now is the one for the human trafficking, and I'm going to be sharing it a lot on X, because just like I said, I have Brandy from the Shepherd's Watch Foundation, and she's a friend of mine. I've known her for a couple of years. She's a wonderful person, and she just gives everything she's got to try to help all these people that are trafficked. And it's a horrible thing. And she told one story to me about a young woman that I think she was 14 or 15 years old, and she was at a football game with her parents, at one of those arenas, and she left, went out to a pickup truck in the parking lot with a woman or another young teenager or whatever, because you've got to remember, once they're trafficked, that's what they do. They talk, they're brainwash the kids into helping get other kids, other victims. And it's really sad, but that's what happens. And she was taken, and I think she was sold like 3 or 4 times. And they were able to stop and save her before they went over the border into Mexico. So it happened, and that was in 24 hours. Okay, so it's really scary, the whole thing, and it happens so quickly, and they know what they're doing, and they know what they want. They know what they're looking for, and it's just scary because they don't just take girls; they take boys too. So it's sad that that's the type of environment that we live in right now. But the only way to stop it is by being vigilant. Telling other people, looking out for your friends and family. Share as much stuff as you can. I mean, I did a thing a couple times, a couple little get-togethers with children, in school with the parents. We told the parents first. We always have a meeting with the parents first to tell them what we're going to do. And it's not like self-defense where the kid can overpower a grown-up. Nothing like that. We try to teach them what to look for to make sure that they don't walk near groups of grown-ups or a grown-up standing by themselves, even with your friend, because all they got to do is take one of you and then get in their vehicle and drive off, and it'll be the kid that's upset trying to explain what they just saw to another adult, right? So what we tried to teach them was, if you get put in a trunk, to get in the trunk and pull the latch, and show them how to pull the latch in the trunk, because once they take them to another location, you probably will never see them again. So the best thing for them to do is pop the trunk and jump out. Even if the car's moving, slowly across the parking lot or whatever, they need to try to get out of it, or open the trunk and start screaming at the top of their lungs, that kind of thing. We different things like that. Plus, we also did fingerprinting for the kids, for the parents, where they did the fingerprints. We took a photo of them and showed the parents how to prepare in case their kid was missing or they couldn't find it, they disappeared. They could take this kit to the police, because the police would have their fingerprints, their picture, and we had to do it every year to keep it, not the fingerprints, but your fingerprints never change really. But your child grows, their appearance changes. And you want to get the information to the police as soon as you can, because you want to get them out there looking for your kid right away within minutes, 20 minutes, as fast as possible. So that kind of stuff, that we try to teach kids. Now, the best thing for a kid to do is scream. Scream at the top of their lungs. Because if the thing is, I've seen them take a kid out of a cart in a grocery store, and it'd be two people. Usually it's two people because it's faster. The one person takes the kid, walks down the aisle, hands the kid to the other one, and that person might stand at the end of the aisle and watch the parent until they find out. But the other one takes it straight to the restroom, and they either shave their head, dye their hair, change their clothes or whatever real quick, and then they just walk out of the store with them. Stuff like that. It's just really fast because they make a lot of money the younger the kid is. I hate to say that, but you can sell a kid over and over again. You can only sell drugs once. And that sounds terrible, but it's the truth. And it's sad. But we can do it. That's why if you see a parent, as soon as a parent notices their kid's missing from their card or whatever, the employees, it's a code atom or whatever, we all go to the doors, block all the doors, and then we have employees that go to the bathrooms to see if your kid's in the bathroom. If there is hair in there or clothes, then we can know that the kid's not wearing the clothes that they were wearing, that mom had on them. Stuff like that. It's so important. But it isn't. Ransom is no longer profitable. It's not as profitable as the kid is itself, because a kid can be sold. Like if you saw the movie The Sound of Freedom, if any of you guys watched that, they had kids in the jungle and they had them barefooted, stomping on drugs, basically helping them make drugs. So they were just basically slaves, and they would also use them for other disgusting things, but basically they're turned into slaves. It's like common slavery. That's what it is. They keep them drugged up because they're easier to control when they're drugged up, just like I talked about with the Eyes of the Devil documentary, where they're 10 and under. And when they were interviewing some of them, and you couldn't see anything because everybody's faces were blurred out. There was no victims. You didn't see any of them, But like the young girl, she was approached because she was a street girl that was living on the street, but she was pregnant, and the person saw that she was pregnant and thought, great, we want her baby because we're going to sell her for $500,000. That's what they're thinking. So they bring her in and tell her they'll pay for her doctor bills, and they'll feed her and take care of her, buy her clothes and books for school, whatever she needs so she can get off the streets, basically. So all they want is the baby because they're going to give it to it, let it adopt it out or whatever. They try to act like they're going to be real nice, but they're not. So the documentary guy, he tells her, well, if you come with me and let me buy the baby, I'll take the baby. If you give me the baby, I'll pay you whatever more than they were going to pay you. And I will make sure it does get a good home. And he went to the church and got the nuns and stuff to be able to take the baby, to find a place for it. But the thing is that she was willing to sell her baby to these people, not understanding really what was really going to happen to the baby. And it's just heartbreaking that we have people like this in the world. That's pure evil, and it's sickening. And I don't believe those people should be able to walk the streets at all, ever. You know what I mean? Because when you take a child's life, like that girl we talked about earlier, that guy that was the FedEx guy driving the FedEx truck, what he did to that girl, and then he killed her, right, to get rid of her. To me, if someone could take a pair of scissors and go, and just not render aid, what would happen? It'd be a slow way of dying, wouldn't it? I think. But that's what happened to that little girl, So in the Bible, it says ashes to ashes, dust to dust. So, I don't know. And there's a lot of other things like that. Jesus even says something about putting something around someone's neck, and throwing them in the ocean or in a lake, if they do stuff like that to kids. So there's a lot of stuff like that in the Bible that talks about it. Yeah, and I'm sure there's lots of things that are in Millstone. That's it. I'm sorry. I wish I was as smart as Hardwick. He's so smart. He's always got answers for everything. But yeah, amen to Millstone. Yeah, but the thing is that it's happening right now as we speak. Every single day it happens, and it's yeah, they can't. They do have adult women. They have adult women. But they keep them drugged up, just like in that video I was telling you about, the Eyes of the Devil documentary. I sort of bawled my eyes. It took me 4 days to watch it because it was so hard to watch. It really is hard. There's nothing you can do, and there's nothing you can do. But when he's talking about and interviewing these people that work these brothels, you got a couple women. This is what's sickening to me. I would love to meet these women in person. They take care of all these kids, and they patch them up after they've been abused all day long, by all the sick freaks that come in there. And they drug them up, and they fix their boo-boos and, cover their bruises with makeup. And, it's disgusting. But to have a 6-year-old look up at you and say, kill me. I want to die. I don't want to live anymore. Begging to be murdered because they don't want to live. It's heartbreaking. A child that's 6 years old shouldn't even know what death means. You know what I mean? And these people do it every day, and they don't give a shit. They don't give a shit. Like that guy that was being interviewed by the cops after he killed that little girl, the FedEx driving guy that's right now in court, on court TV, crying and whining about how he's not going to get to see his little boy for Christmas and stuff after what he did to someone else. He took someone else's kid, yet he's whining because he's not going to get to see his son. What a pig. It just makes me sick. Makes me sick to my stomach. That's why organizations like this one are so important. And with someone like Tim Tebow being involved, it makes me feel good. We need to get back to helping the churches help our communities. We need to get back to that, you know. I wish every single community had a church in it that was help its community, you know. I really do. I think I remember I grew up that way. You know, we had a church on the base, but it was non-denominational, you know, so the different times a day, depending on when you'd go. And sometimes you'd have family members that go up there and write sermons and things like that. It was really cool and interesting because I would stay the night with one of my friends and then I would go to their church, you know, that time of day or whatever it was, and it wouldn't be the same one that I would go to. But it was interesting. You know, I have one sister that became a Catholic, that converted to become a Catholic to get married to her husband. And that's how they're raising their children, to be Catholics. So, you know, I don't think there's anything wrong with it. It's each person's choice what they decide to believe, you know. It's between them and God, you know. Has nothing to do with my choice. You know, all I can do is talk about my own experience as a Christian, and you know, maybe someone will choose to be baptized or want to become a Christian themselves. But the thing is that if they decide to become a Catholic, you know, I'm not gonna, you know, fault them for that. It's their choice, you know. I don't know. I just wish more people tried to share in individual freedoms, you know, letting a person, once they're an adult, they should have the right to live their life the way they see fit for themselves without other people riding their ass 24/7. I was so upset during the whole COVID thing because I had people bringing me the COVID test constantly saying, oh, you need to be tested. You need to test yourself. I'm like, why? I'm not sick. I don't have a fever. I'm not sick. I'm fine. But they still bring them to me because I didn't wear a mask. That was one thing. I'm trying to kill people. And I'm like, if you're wearing a mask, and I said, look at the side of the box. I've had allergies for many, 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 many years of my life. It says right on the box, it will not stop viruses. You know, you have to wear like a gas mask thing, basically. And you have to have your eyes covered. Because guess what? There's teeny tiny blood vessels all over your eyeballs. So if it's going to go up your nose or in your mouth, it's going to go in your eyes and you're going to get sick. So, you know, I don't know. I felt sorry for people. And I don't know how many times I went to different stores. Now, it wasn't in the rural area I'm at because nobody gave a shit. Nobody wore masks or anything in some of these areas. They just said, that's stupid. So they didn't. And very few people that I knew that lived in these areas even got sick. It was only the ones that went to the cities and that lived in the cities that got sick. But I wash my hands a lot because of my allergies, because if I get certain things on my hands, they start itching and stuff. And you know, I wash my hair because, you know, I get pollen and stuff in it, and I can't, I just can't deal with it. So I don't know. But, you know, the thing is, if you share any of the stuff that I've tried to share with everyone, and you can help one person, you've done something great, because there's so many people that never get help. They never have anyone lift a finger for them. So it's good to have, you know, somebody give a shit, you know, somebody say good morning or hope you have a good day. But here you go. I'm sharing that link in the chat, and please stay at the end and watch the video that I edited about the whole thing that Tim Tebow is trying to show with this human trafficking thing. It's a video, and I've shared it on my timeline on my X, and I've tried to share it on my other platforms. But the thing is, please read the email I sent you tonight. Okay, let me. I'll be right back. I don't have anything to share right now. I have no videos or anything to play for you while I'm going to check my email. But I'll be right back. Let me go check my email real quick. See what Hardwick sent me. Give me 1 minute. I gotta open it. Okay, I see it. I'm opening it up. Oh, is it not a picture or anything? It's just words? I guess. Well, is that it? Hold on, I gotta go back over here so I can read the chat. That's it? Okay. I'm gonna read this to everyone. Is that what you want me to do? I'm gonna read it out loud. But Hardwick sent me this. It says, it is the one great weakness of journalism as a picture of our modern existence, that it must be a picture made up entirely of expectations. Oh, exceptions, sorry. We announce on flaring posters that a man is falling off a scaffolding. We do not announce on flaring posters that a man has not fallen off a scaffolding. Yet this latter fact is fundamentally more exciting, as indicating that moving tower of terror and mystery, a man is still abroad upon the earth. That the man has not fallen off a scaffolding is really more sensational, and it is also some 1,000 times more common. But journalism cannot responsibly or reasonably be expected thus to insist upon the permanent miracles. Busy editors cannot be expected to put on their posters, Mr. Wilkinson still safe. I understand that now. Or Mr. Jones of Worthing not dead yet. They cannot announce the happiness of mankind at all. They cannot describe all the forks that are not stolen, or all the marriages that are not judiciously dissolved. Hence, the complete picture they give of life is the necessary, just fallacious that they can only represent what is unusual, however dramatic they may be. They are only concerned with the minority. G.K. Chesterton, The Ball and the Cross. Well, that makes a lot of sense. Even though I do it, I try to do it every single time I do a show, is I try to explain what nobody has seen yet. I do that a lot, and I know I do, but I can't help myself because my mind can see it. All the children that are out there that nobody sees, the lost ones. And that's why they pick on, runaways, mostly runaways, and stuff like that. But it's gotten to where they just will walk down your neighborhood street and take your kid, like what we just saw with that little girl that was in her front yard. And she had a Barbie doll being delivered from someone who wanted her to have it. And when he saw her, he took her. He just took her because he said, well, no one's around. I'm taking this kid. I'm going to do whatever I want. And he did. And he ended her life. He played God. And I think we should play God. And hopefully, I can't wait to see what his judgment is, because I didn't get to watch most of the stuff today because I had to go to the gym and do laundry and a whole bunch of other things in my yard and things like that, and set this stream up and stuff. But it's the thing is, the media doesn't want to talk about it. And I think it's not because they don't want to talk about it, because there was I can't remember her name, but there was one reporter that came out years after the Comet Ping Pong story was swept under the rug, right? Saying that she had all of it. She had interviewed a bunch of people and she had all this stuff, but she was told by her boss, where she worked for the media, that they weren't going to do that story, to move on, So because of who's in charge, a lot of stories get tabled or shelved, like the whole stuff with all the stuff that happened with Hunter Biden. It got just hidden away because the wrong people were in charge. But then, wasn't she fired? I don't remember. It was years ago, but I can't remember her name either. But I can see her face. If I saw her again, I would remember. But it was, she did an interview afterward and said, I had everything, but I was told, no, I can't do it. And what's sad is then you have people like O'Keefe, trying to remember that Shirley kid, and just a few others. I can't remember all their names. Harris Jr., just on different platforms that are out there as citizen journalists, basically, doing as much as they can to get it out there. But then they get on a platform like Twitter, not X, but Twitter, and they were kicked off. Or they get on YouTube and YouTube doesn't like what they say, so they take it down. Because like me, I posted a 7-minute video about Comet Ping Pong. I know I've said this many times, but it was about the emails between Podesta and Hillary Clinton over, $6,000 slice of pizza and stuff like that. And, played the timeline and all that kind of junk. And I got taken down and I couldn't post or anything for 2 weeks. And they said, because I was a cyber bully. So I had to take a class and do all the stuff. And I did everything they asked me to do. Even though I thought it was bullshit, I still did it because I didn't want to lose my channel, but because I'm nobody, I don't have, 300, 400,000 people following me, and I'm not bringing in tons of ad revenue for YouTube and stuff. So I'm nobody, I'm nothing, except for my own mouthpiece, basically. So, I just get shoved under the rug with the rest of the dirt. You know what I mean? That's how they look at it. So it's really sad, that there isn't freedom of speech. You might be able to stand on the corner and yell, God is good, or the end is near, or whatever it is you want to yell. But I can't do that on here because, YouTube and other Rumble and other things are owned by companies, and they have the right. Just like if you walked in to a store, and let's say you had a giant rhinoceros thing in your nose and you had your hair all spiked up and your nails were painted black or whatever, and you were scary and kids were running from you because they were afraid, a store could say, well, you're not allowed to come in here dressed like that. Okay, they have the right to do that. So any of these platforms have the right to say, we don't like your content, so you can't be on our channel. Right? I think they have the right to do that. It's just sad that they censor some and not others. That's the problem I have a problem with. Because one other time I was taken down, I had put I think it was not even 3 minutes long interview on Tucker Carlson's channel. And he had it on YouTube too, because that's where I saw it. And he interviewed the Surgeon General of Florida. Okay. And he was talking about the COVID vaccine and whether or not the COVID vaccine alters the DNA of young kids. Okay. And he's a Surgeon General of Florida. So he's like the number one most important medical person in the state of Florida. I mean, that's how I looked at it. Just like our Surgeon General is in control of the rest of the United States, right? Over the medical terminology and whatever other stuff that goes with it. But the thing is, I took that little bit of the interview and I used the right to use, it fairly because I'm talking about it for whatever, the purpose was during that night, which was about the COVID vaccine and the spike protein and, all the different stuff, because I was talking about all that because I didn't get the jab because my allergy doctor said, we don't know what's in it. So if I tell all my patients to get the shot, I may not have patients next week. So I'm glad I didn't. And I didn't because my doctor told me not to. Well, I posted that. And the next day they had taken it down and said that I had to, they removed it. They were going to remove it and that I had to take another class or whatever for not, following the rules or whatever it was. And, what was sad though, is I went back to Tucker's webpage on YouTube, and the video is still up. That interview of him talking to the Surgeon General floor was still on his channel. I was like, I tried to dispute it and said, why is it on over there on this same network over there? And it's not a copyright. This was because I was talking about COVID and that it was medical misinformation. That's what they told me I was taken down for. But yet it's still up on that channel. Why is that? It's because I'm nobody. You know, I'm a flea. Get rid of her. But he makes lots of money because he gets lots of ad revenue. So they're not going to take him down. That's why. And that's why it's unfair. And then another time we talked about the same type of things we're talking about tonight on my channel. I had a guest, KT Truther. She's in Louisiana also. And she was on there. We were talking about different things to do with, children's rights. We talked about abortion and a few other little things, right? And the thing is, when I have a guest on my show, anyone that's in my chat knows that when you're on my show, I allow you and I pay for the privilege to StreamYard for you as a guest to air it to your own channel if you want, so that you can get more views or whatever you need on your channel from being a guest on mine. Because you helped me, I want to help people on my shows, and I let them do that, and I pay for that out of my own pocket because I'm not making enough money at all to even pay for the monthly fee that I pay StreamYard. Okay, at least yet I haven't done that yet. But the thing is that the next day it was gone. The video was gone, and they told me that it was medical misinformation and something else, some other thing. I'd have to go back and look at it because I tried to save everything. And I was like, what the, because guess what? The guest that I had that was airing it to their channel right from mine with the exact same show, it's still on. It's still on her channel. Apparently they didn't even notice that you did. So see, it's either someone that's reviewing my stuff doesn't like me. They don't like what I have to say. So they target me all the time for that kind of stuff. Or they got dumb AI that can't tell the difference between, hey, look, it's exactly the same content on this one as that, with the same opening on the show and everything. I just thought it was hilarious. That's what kills me about it. It's not even. If it was the same for everyone, I wouldn't have a problem with it. I would say, okay, I'll take my class. I'll suck ass and bend over for you today because I have to if I want to keep my channel. Or or you're just biased to me. Somebody just doesn't like me. I don't know who it is. I don't know why they hate me. And if they hate me, then why even let me have a channel? They just like to ride my ass, or I don't know. I have no idea. But it's just funny that I could put it on. It's up on that channel, but I'm not allowed to have it on mine. It's just bizarre. The whole thing's bizarre. But nothing I can do about it. I don't own YouTube. I never will because I'll never be that rich. But Google owns it. Google sure likes me to be on all this other stuff that they got, but they don't want me to be on here because they don't want me to say things they don't like. Now on Instagram, if there's something I put on there that they don't like, guess what they do? They put this little tag at the bottom that says COVID, blah, blah, blah is real, or whatever, whatever they want to put on there, but they still let you say stuff, like, I don't agree with this, or this is why, one of the things that I did get in trouble for too on this is at the very beginning, I was playing videos showing all the beagles, in these laboratories, and they were getting injected with the COVID vaccine, and every one of them died. Every single dog they injected died. But yet they moved on to people, but nobody was allowed to talk about it. So when you have a media that controls what's going out there to the people, you can control the people because the people don't know the truth behind whatever it is. So they just keep, like laying your family out on the platter for whoever, because we have no way to defend ourselves. We don't know the facts. That's why, I don't want to do what everyone else is doing on shows. You know, I don't want to do every movie that everyone else is talking about the same movie, but their point of view on the same movie. We do movies that are old, you know, older movies that people don't even talk about anymore. And we still get copyright strikes because we play a trailer from a movie from the 1960s. You know, it's just, I don't understand all this, how this works. Because to me, it seems like they would be happy that someone like me is dressing up in a costume from the movie, trying to promote their movie so more people will go and watch their movie. You know, it's like we're helping them. It's like free advertising, yet we're told, oh, you can't do that. You can't play that. You can't do this. It's just, none of it makes sense to me. I'll never understand, I don't think, how any of this stuff really works, because I just don't, it just doesn't sink into my thick skull for some reason. But, you know, I want to understand, and I'm trying to learn. Like, I'm learning how to edit, make my own videos. I'm getting better and better at it. And when I do my closing video, you get to see the one about Tim Tebow's, this whole thing that we're about to, you're going to get to watch. And I hope you stay and watch the whole video. It's not very long. It's only like not even a minute long. But I think it's important that people know that they can make a difference, even if you don't have the money to send to them, because I'm not asking you for money. I'm just asking you to share it and to watch it. And if you think it's something important, share it with your church, you know, or share it with your bowling league or any other group of people you might hang with. Ducks Unlimited. I mean, I say that because I love duck and I like to hunt. I've never done duck hunting, which might be cool, but I'm not that good a shot. So my target has to be a little bigger than that, or I have to be really close to them. But I know how to, you know, cook it. I can do that. But yeah, it does. That's a good reasoning behind that. I never even thought about that. But the thing is, the new movies just suck. That's why people aren't going to movies. But I went and saw that movie last week at the theater, because I wanted to sit in an actual movie theater and eat their popcorn and lick my fingers during the movie to go see that Hail Mary. Oh, it was so good. I really, really liked it. I cried a few times, but the movie was very well done. It was very good to see a real entertaining movie for a change. So I recommend you go watch it. Any of you that haven't seen it, watch the trailer. And if you like that type of, because to me, that's like sci-fi, I would say. And it was so good. And I love Ryan Gosling. He's just a really good actor. I think I said his name right. But you haven't, with your own crew set up? Yeah, I know. And the thing is that each chance you get to get something new to go with your stuff, it's just going to get that much better. You know what I mean? It's like me. I got this thing at a pretty good deal for my computer, and I talked to Bruce about it because I was wanting to stream, and I was wanting to play, you know, Goat Simulator and do that and do a live stream that way. I've never done that yet. I still haven't figured out to do the picture that I'm looking at the same time as people can see me playing it. You know what I mean? I don't know how to do that yet, but I really want to do it. Yeah, Project Hail Mary. That's it. So good. I really loved it. If you go see it, Kronos, please send me something on Discord or on X and tell me what you thought about it, because I really liked it. Your mom watched an epic Elvis Presley concert in the theater last month. I heard a couple people say they were going to, but they had to go all the way to Little Rock to see this movie. But they said it was really good. They really enjoyed it. So, and also the same thing about the Melania Trump movie. I didn't even know it was a movie. I thought it was something that was coming on TV when I saw commercials for it. But they said they went and saw it and they thought it was wonderful. So, and a couple of guys even said they thought it was really good and very entertaining. They said it was leaning toward what a woman would enjoy more, but that they thought it was pretty good. They thought the information that came out, that things that she was doing and things like that was good, you know, especially if you had teenage daughters or whatever. That a lot of people were saying that. So, you know, there's something out there for everybody. But I'm hoping that we're going to start leaning more and more toward the way they made the Project Hail Mary movie. You know, again, to go back to make movies for entertainment purposes and not preaching purposes. You know, a movie is supposed to be able to take you away from your problems, right? You know, give you a 2-hour span of time. I think it's a little longer than that too. A span of time where you're not thinking about any of your problems. You're just focused on the movie and you're so into it. And you leave going, man, that was great. And that's what a movie is supposed to do. You know, some movies are so good, you go, God, I got to go see that again, you know. And I will see this again. If I could get one of my sisters that want to go see it, I'll go see it with them again because it was so good. I really enjoyed it. And I think you guys might like it too. I mean, if you like sci-fi and stuff like that, it's really good. See, what you say about the only criticism was internal dialogue found in the book doesn't translate to the film. It's a bit thin. But see, I'm so thankful that I've read so little of the books that you guys have read, because you guys have read so much. Like Jaws, I never read Jaws. I never read the book, you know, and when I saw Jaws, I was petrified for a long, long time. I still, when I go swimming and you go from a sandbar to another sandbar, there's a blackness under you. I can't do it anymore. I cannot swim across, even though I know there's more than likely there's nothing there, because it really isn't as deep as in your mind you think it is, because you can't see the bottom. I can't swim over it. Because all I could see is that air jaws coming up. I haven't been able to, ever since I started watching that stuff on the Discovery Channel and all that, I just cannot do it anymore because I know sharks are in the water. And, you know, I try to stay in a boat or close to the shore. But I still love walking on the beach and listening, closing my eyes and listening to the ocean. You know, listen, that, it's nothing like that. It's so soothing. It's just like sitting or laying in your bed and your windows cracked and you hear the crickets and the frogs chirping. I grew up listening to that because I would go stay at my grandparents' house, either in Oklahoma or in Arkansas, and getting to listen to that every single night. It puts you to sleep. I mean, it's just wonderful to listen to. And you had to have your window cracked because, man, it was hot. My grandparents didn't have air conditioning, and, you know, you were sweating. But it was so nice to have that natural sounds. And every so often you hear a truck or whatever, you know, driving down the dirt road. But most of the time it was just crickets and frogs. That's all you heard. And then when the cicadas came out, that's all you heard. Cicadas drowned everything else out. You could hear nothing but cicadas. And that, you know, that happens in the country. And I'm lucky to have gotten to spend a lot of my childhood in the country, you know, with chickens and cows and horses and all that good stuff. Yes, we did Tremors. We did it. And I dressed up as the girl with the white on her nose and the hat. I dressed up as her. We did Tremors. It was great. I love that movie. And we did Jaws, and I dressed up as a lifeguard outfit, had a blonde wig and a lifeguard outfit. Yeah, it was great. But the thing is that Tremors was really good. It was a very well done movie, considering how unbelievable it was. You know what I mean? The way that they built the sets, okay, was really awesome, because they had to make it look like something was underneath the dirt, and they had to pull something from somewhere else under it to have it do that, you know, that mound, you know, almost like you'd see a mole going underneath, you know. It was really good. They did such a good job. And I really loved the actor that was in the Remo Williams actor. I loved him. I can't remember his name right now, but he is so talented. He did such a good Remo Williams too. It's so good. Yeah, the graboids. Yeah, the little Asian guy using that. it was great. And that scene where the girl that I was dressed up as, where she's climbing the water tower and the water had spilled out, and you could see them underneath the tentacles, like things moving around underneath the water dirt. It was so good. And what was her name? Reba McEntire. Oh, she was so good in this movie. I mean, they did such a good job at portraying really unbelievable characters, you know, that you could straight out of, you know, horror sci-fi or whatever. And they were so fun. The whole movie was really fun. It was a fun, scary thriller. You know what I mean? It was really good. Yeah. Remember when the reason I wanted to dress up like her is because the scene where Kevin Bacon is saying, and he's in the truck with the other actor, the Remo Williams actor, and he's talking about how he can't wait to this new college girl, whatever, is supposed to show up to do the whole thing with the sonar, you know, and the for earthquakes and stuff out in the desert, right? And he was saying she's going to be blonde and tall with legs that go all the way up. I can remember that. It was so funny. So I had a hat like the one she had already, and then I just put some you know, sunscreen on my nose, and I wore a shirt like the one she was wearing, and it was a great costume. I thought it was awesome to bring that up. But she came back for the sequel. See, I never saw the sequels. Now, so we could do that because I haven't seen any of them. I don't know why. I just never did watch them for some reason. But she was really, really good. She was so believable as a prepper's wife. You know, she did. They were such a great couple. He was funny as her husband, and they were awesome together. They had great chemistry with each other too. It was so believable. I loved them, but they did a good job. Everybody in the movie did a great job, but it was good and fun. So, but I'm about ready to say goodnight, and I'm going to share this outro, and please stay and watch it if you can. And I shared the human trafficking thing from Tim Tebow's foundation in the website, or in the time. Let me do it one more time. Let me put it in the chat. I'll share it one more time for everyone before I close. And the video that you're going to see when it closes is his video that he put out from the foundation about this topic. And it's really good if you really listen to it. And it's all truthful. Everything that she's saying and he's saying in it is real. So please watch it, and you guys have a wonderful weekend. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. And I only had like 2 trolls, so that's pretty good. But, you know, they had to wait 10 minutes once they signed up to be able to do their rhetoric. And it's always on a phone because that little icon comes up when they do it. And thank you. I think Kronos might have taken care of them or something, because it's 2 separate things now. I have the stuff that's on my phone, which is from the regular computer version, and then they have a phone version which looks totally different. Excuse me, I'm starting to yawn now. I'm so tired. Sorry guys, but here we go. I'm gonna close out and let you watch my outro. Hope you guys enjoy it. Have a great night and have a great weekend if I don't talk to you again.
Boys and girls all over the world are being abused and tortured.
The worst moments of these children's lives, they're being videotaped and they're being shared with other offenders all over the world.
Many people would refer to this as CSAM, child sexual abuse material.
They are suffering and they don't think that anyone is coming to help them. But we can. We can build that army and we can go get them.
Come be a part of this team that is trying to push back this evil.